the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday.
Halfway day.
Yeah. I don't know. Is this week going slow to you?
It feels like it is, yeah.
Like I feel like it's
going
Thursday.
Incredibly slow.
Like I keep feeling like yesterday I kept thinking it was Wednesday. Today I'm thinking it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm just off kilter.
Well, and time is one of those weird constructs that people it experience it in different ways, in different forms. But
Right.
for me, every other week feels like a snail's crawl.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they zip by, but I don't know. This week I'm just like off a day or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, and honestly, it's also kind of this weird, like, calm before the storm thing, I think, for at least as far as like our industry is concerned.
Sure.
Because for those who don't know, we just got out of one of the busiest seasons radio's ever experienced, and we're about to get back into it in like 2 weeks.
Sports
or
and
less.
fairs.
Sports
and,
fairs, yeah, all the FFA stuff, all the responsibilities and requirements.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's true. Kind of, and I think families and everything else too, because summer vacations, if they're having that's all kind of right now, and then they'll be gearing up for fall sports. Football will be back doing their thing here if they're not already. Yeah. Pretty
right.
quick.
Oh yeah, 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, and I know it feels slow, but I kind of enjoy the slowness of it. I mean, it's sort of like one of those where, okay, yeah, we're go until 5 o'clock, and then once I get the kids, we're home and we're kind of calm, and it's just enjoying some family time. And then that kind of slows down a little bit, and I'm kind of enjoying that.
Yeah. So enjoy that while we can. So it's going to change. But happy Wednesday, everybody. Well, welcome to it. We got a full slate for you for today's show. I'll give you the rundown here in just a few minutes. I think we got another day of no rain.
Yeah.
But I think rain will be coming like maybe, we got like a 30% tomorrow. And then it's going to be lingering through the rest of the week and into next week. So.
Coming from the west there?
I don't know. It just says a chance. I don't have a map that's pointing the direction.
Just curious to see if she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
She'll be driving six-way horses. There's like 37 verses.
There really is. There's so many. And those are the only two that I really know is she'll be driving six-white horses, and then I'll be glad to meet her when she comes.
Yeah.
That's the end of the song.
Yeah. And then, there's... there's another...
She'll be carrying beans and bacon when she... Honestly, anything with 4 syllables works.
I think you just start making stuff up at some point. You're, go in the laundry, pick up some, potatoes when she comes.
Could you please pick up my laundry when she comes?
She's going to paint her toenails at the salon after she gets back when she comes. It's like, okay. All right, let's just do the rundown.
She always makes a face before she... Never mind, I'm not going to face that one.
Make up your own verse.
Yeah, exactly. It's an improv song. It really is. You can get a few things off your chest. You can tell people how you feel.
Yeah, therapy. You can do the whole thing.
Get all those anti-Semitic things off your mind. It's so much easier when you put it in song. People don't notice.
You just sing it, and it's okay.
Exactly, it's fine.
Just end it off when she comes, and then everything.
That's all they're going to remember. And I guarantee they'll answer back, when she comes.
There we go. I I think we just solved world peace.
Solution.
10 minutes after 7 in the
Yeah, it
morning.
is.
What's next on the list?
Getting stuff done.
All right, here's the rundown of what we got going on today. This hour, in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to have the folks from Church on the Move join us. They've got lots of stuff going on, but they're going to have conservative Charlie Kirk speaking at the church. Turning Point USA, I'm sure folks have heard of him. He's going to be speaking at Church on the Move on the 26th or 5th. Let me look on my cheat sheet. He'll be speaking on the 25th at Church on the Move. So we'll talk with them about that event. In the 8 o'clock hour, by 8:15, we're going to have some of the folks from the Roswell Independent School District join us. They're having a RISD job fair that will be coming up here on July 22nd at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
Pretty much anything and everything as far as positions available in the district go. They've got lots of opportunities. So we'll talk with them this morning, talk about positions available, benefits, the job fair, what you got to do, all that good stuff. So we'll chit-chat with them here about 8:15. Opportunities, indeed. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have the folks from Victory Outreach join us. Great organization that helps really people that just need help with anything from just life. But, I mean, they kind of focus with substance abuse, things like that. But that's certainly not the only reason they help people. Yeah. But anyway, they've got an event called Out of Darkness, a story of second chance. That's going to be happening this Saturday, July 17th, at 2801 West 4th. I believe that's Westminster Presbyterian Church. There over by Enchanted Hills Park there, and Champion Motorsports and all that's not is like in front of it there and all. It's kind of behind it, sort of.
Sure.
But they're gonna have free food, door prizes, a kids zone. So you can bring the kids, and they can kind of do the kids zone while you're participating in the Out of the Darkness event. So we'll talk about that with the folks from Victor Outreach here in just a bit.
Dig it.
Or in the 9 o'clock hour, I should say.
It is a bit.
A bit.
A little bit longer of a bit.
A bit that is a bit longer than
it reminds me of there's a story, and people in like the Artesia area may know it. There's a fellow named Willie who wrote a book called Outcry in the Barrio.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
It was a story basically about how he came up from kind of the darkness of.
Was it like a novel or a?
No, it was actually basically his story.
Okay.
He eventually started a group in San Antonio, I believe, where it expanded to different areas. I think there's one in Artesia also, where basically they help kids who are going down that path, and they kind of turn the life around thing. It's sort of an outreach program. We actually got a chance to go to San Antonio when I was in high school and work with this group. Okay. We had met the group in Artesia, and we got a chance to go and work with the core group in San Antonio.
Oh, cool.
Really cool organization.
Nice. Very good. Well, I know with Victor Outreach, they do a great job with that. The reason I like them and organizations like them, it's they're faith-based, obviously. But they fill the void. That's people that are dealing with alcohol, drug addictions. That's a symptom of another problem.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's a ball of knots that sort of has to sort of be unwound one at a time.
Yeah. So your rehab programs, they may get you off the alcohol or drugs, but they don't fill the void that you were filling with the alcohol or drugs beforehand. Right. Where Victory Outreach and programs like Victory Outreach, they fill the hole. They give you purpose. They give you reasons why you're here and help you stay on the path. The right way, as opposed to just all right. Let's change one vice for another vice, kind of thing. So anyway, great organization. They're going to join us here in the 9 o'clock hour.
Very good.
Plus, we'll have all of your hourly features that include the news, both the local and national variety. Of course, we'll do your business updates and whatever else we can come up with. It is Wednesday, we'll have your Chaves County Sports Update with Eric Butler, your weekly update.
Talking about the All-Star game.
Yeah. Is he? I haven't.
Yeah.
The baseball All-Star game?
Yeah.
That was on last night, wasn't it?
It was.
I watched not one of it, and I have no idea what happened.
Carlsbad player actually was part of the
All-Star game. The Major League.
The Major League.
Yeah, what's his name?
Trevor, I can't think of his last name.
Carlsbad always has one or two every couple of years pop into the majors.
Oh, yeah.
That's their main sport.
The Marlins player. Was the one that made it.
Yeah, that's kind of Carlsbad. Like that's their sport down in Carlsbad. I mean, they play football and all that, but like the one that like their jam, their one seed is baseball. That's kind of Artesia's football. Many others are football, but Carlsbad, they're cranking out baseball players.
Know your strengths, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It is 7:15. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. No rain today, but we could start getting a few more showers and thunderstorms coming back by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the low to mid-90s today, a little bit breezy and mostly sunny. Overnight, some clouds coming in with our low near 70, and then tomorrow sunny for most of the day, but a few scattered afternoon thunderstorms, and we'll hit 90 on our high. Maybe a few showers Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 87%. Winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Some more haze for us today, but mostly sunny otherwise. Highs expect to be in the low 90s, 93 officially, with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, they're saying a slight chance of rain tonight, a 20% chance of showers, mainly between 9 p.m. and midnight. Partly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 70. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Rain chances they'll be a little lower than earlier chances, but we do have rain chances pretty much beginning through the weekend after tonight. 30% chance of rain on Thursday for tomorrow afternoon. Partly cloudy, high of 92. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, there's a 30% chance of showers as well, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 70. Southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Friday, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny, high of 92 with east winds 5 to 10. Then looking at your weekend, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. Otherwise, mostly sunny, a high of 91. Sunday, we're also looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, highs near 90. And then even the first half of next week, a 40% chance of rain Monday, 40% on Tuesday. So monsoon season not done with us yet. But like I said, I know we got, 12 inches, I think they said officially last week and all that. We could use them more. Just not all at once. Just trickle. All right, it is 7:17, and real quick before we take a break, have you heard about Plateau's app-based TV service? It's called Plateau Stream. With it, you can enjoy all of your favorite Plateau channels available on multiple devices inside your home. This service also has a cloud DVR that you can access from devices in your home, and then with that, recording, start over, fast forward functionalities, plus Plateau Stream also has a library of subscription video on demand. For more information and to sign up for this service, all you need to do is log on to their website, www.plateau.tv/stream. That's www.plateau.tv/stream and learn more about Plateau Stream today. All right, it is 7:18. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then the folks from Church on the Move are going to join us on the other side of the break. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If you have a student who's ready to further their education, think Eastern New Mexico University first. The state of New Mexico, through the Lottery Scholarship Program, will pay 100% of your student's tuition if you are a New Mexico resident. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to further your student's higher education at the only 4-year university on the High Plains. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wednesday edition of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will be breaking down what Joe Biden has labeled Jim Crow 2.0. The voter suppression myth. We'll be discussing it. It'll be me, it'll be Buck Sexton, and more.
We're going to talk about the latest on the uprising in Cuba and the deterioration in Afghanistan as well. Much coming your way on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Church on the Move, Pastor Troy Smotherman back with us. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mike. How are you this morning?
Doing delightful. How about yourself?
Doing very well.
Very good. Oh, not related, but related. Congratulations to your brother and everything. I happened to notice, I was watching TV the other day, and they had a commercial, I believe, on Fox. And your brother's church, they do a Sunday service there on Fox TV and all that.
They've been doing that for years.
I just never knew that until I saw a commercial.
Probably
I was like,
15, 16 years.
Well, congratulations on something that I just found out that everybody else knew for a while now. Because I was sitting there going, oh, look at that. He's got a Sunday service on TV. I didn't know that.
He's had that on there. You know, we had our own channel here for years on cable.
On cable, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, he's had that on there for years and years and years. He's always played it on that station.
I guess my head
Fox.
was either I just caught it at a time when they promoted it, or my head's been in the sand. I don't know, but I just caught it the other day and was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They do a great job.
Awesome. Well, just like brother, you guys are both kicking butt here in our ministry world here. I don't know if you're allowed. That's a bit weird saying kicking butt in the ministry world, but you know what I mean.
We would use that term, Mike. You know, we enjoy advancing the kingdom of God, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
which obviously you guys are always busy, always things going on, just constantly going on. But we got a big event coming up later on this month that we want to put on the radars of a bunch of people out here. For I'm assuming people that listen to this station regularly, or I say mostly conservative talk folks, but I know, you know, you get everybody.
Get everybody, which is good.
Absolutely. But Charlie Kirk, who I think people that listen to conservative talk radio and stuff are probably very familiar with him and his Turning Point USA and his countless, he's always like a commentator on news programs and things
all over national television.
Yeah.
And
Charlie, it seems like he's been around for years, but then you look at him, he looks like he's 22. So
he's just in his early 30s.
I know, he's very young.
Or maybe late 20s. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he started off on campuses, speaking in college campuses because of the movement on college campuses to be really anti-God, any kind of conservative values. You know, and that word conservative just sounds like old-fashioned, but it's not old-fashioned values. It's values that actually work in people's lives and biblical values. And Charlie's a Christian guy, and you know, I'm sure people have seen him. If you've watched any news at all, you've seen him on the news for multiple different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a Turning Point USA, one of the founders of that. but really dynamic. And we're going to have him in on the 25th of this month on a Sunday morning. He's going to be at all three services that we have, 9, 10:45, and 12:30.
Awesome.
And he's going to be speaking to our congregation. And he, what the great thing about Charlie is he could charge an enormous sum to speak, but he charges churches nothing.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, we'll bless him anyway just for coming. But
that's nice to know.
He doesn't charge churches. So
because I think I'm sure that's his bread and butter. You know what I mean? That's how he
Speaking,
earns a
yeah.
living.
That's how he earns a living.
And so to do that for free is a very nice thing. And then it's just extra lucky for us folks here in Roswell. We get a chance to enjoy and hear what he has to say for free, basically. So and that's it. It's a church service.
It is a church service.
So you're more than welcome. Bring your family. Come on out. Come for all three services. Pick the one that works best with your schedule. Doesn't matter. But he will be speaking at all three. So I got to ask. So when that happens, do you give up your serving time to let Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, Charlie Kirk will be speak that. He'll be the.
Does he kind of take over the sermon?
Yeah,
time?
he will. Yeah. He'll take over the sermon. We'll still do what we do. We'll still give people a chance to come to know Jesus.
Sure.
Because when he's in a church, of course, he's going to be talking about those values from a Christian perspective. But the thing I realize, Mike, most people might not know this. Most pastors probably have a divinity degree or something of that nature. But my degree's in political science.
Gotcha.
And political science and history. And so, the thing that you realize when you study politics, and I had just become a Christian when I went to college. I became a Christian my senior year.
Okay.
Actually, about 2 weeks before we played for the state championship. And so I'm a freshman at college. Everybody thinks colleges just turned liberal last year, but liberal in the sense that they're very anti-God, very anti-American. No, they've been this way and especially in the political science area, history, liberal arts, And so I faced these conversations all the time. And even before I was Christian, I was raised by military. You were in the military.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service. I always want to thank you for that and those that have served. But I was raised to be a patriot, know. And so, but anyway, I faced all kinds of backlash, and I had conversations, sometimes heated in the classrooms, with professors of anti-God in anti-democracy republic, very communistic, socialist thought. This is in the early 80s. And then you see what's happened now.
Sure.
And what you realize early on is that laws carry moral consequences. Even rules.
Sure.
Have moral consequences, so they're deeply spiritual. In that, so a lot of pastors say, "Well, I don't talk about politics." Well, hold on a second. Who are we allowing what that term means?
Sure.
And what are we? And the church has taken this back seat for the last 40, 50 years, and look what it's produced.
Sure.
And so it's time for the church, I believe, to stand up and start talking about these moral issues that everybody else wants to label political, whether it's abortion, homosexuality, gay marriage, all these different thoughts and viewpoints that are deeply spiritual.
Well, and this is my opinion on this. I don't think the government should be in any of that business. This is like when we talk about marriage and all that stuff, and I know people, I personally say, I don't think the government should tell me any of that stuff. That's a conversation for your family and your church. I've always said that. I think your churches and your community should be the moral police. That's because that's what they do. The church, that's their job. You know what I mean? Whereas the government just makes the playing field level for everybody. If you're not a Christian, you have a right to live here and live in peace, and you should be able to do that.
I agree with that.
And so to that point, I think that's where the government should just not look. You should not be in a conversation about morality. That is a conversation for churches, families. This is me personally.
But they can't stay out of it, Mike.
But so when I talk about those issues, abortion things you're talking about, those are conversations for the church, not for the government to have, in my opinion.
I agree with you. But the issue is that somebody's morality is going to govern our laws.
Sure.
So if you say, okay, the government's going to stay out of abortion, stay out of marriage, which I'm fine with. Let the states decide that, or
I'm okay with
let
that
the people just put it out for a people vote.
Sure.
The reason they never vote on those issues is because they know they'll lose.
Yeah.
And so they don't want a people vote. And so, but every law is moral. I mean, when we say
thou shalt not kill.
Yeah, well, and really in the Bible, it's thou shalt not murder, which means to take innocent life. So where do we get that moral code from?
Yeah, you're right.
Where do we get rape as a moral code, or pedophilia, or robbery, or theft? We get that from our biblical. Without a doubt, we get that from the Bible, from the Word of God. And so like I said, it's hard to get away from this. You can let's carve out abortion, marriage. But what about all the rest of our laws?
Sure. You can absolutely right. Yeah.
So like in California, for instance, they say you can steal up to $900 worth of stuff and not be arrested. That's moral to me. So you're going to give someone permission to walk into my store and steal from me. And if I stop them, I'm going to be charged with kidnapping. I'm going to be charged with, if I tackle them, I'm going to be charged with assault. I mean, again,
we got to put some common sense back in some of this stuff.
Well, but common sense is only if you have something in common.
Sure.
Okay, that's
I think most of
the
us
first
do.
part of that word. Well,
I think majority of them. I think at the core value of it, I think we do. I think we want the same things. I just think there's people that don't understand how to get there, or I think like at the end of the day, I guess I'm one of those people that kind of thinks that humans inherently are good. I know there's bad people that do bad things. I know people do bad things to help others. I mean, there's a lot of that going on sometimes, but I also believe that there's got to be foundations. There's got to be, but at the same time, I don't know. I just I think we want a government that allows us to think and do what we want. For everybody, and I know there's got to be sacrifice for that to happen, and because not everybody agrees on everything, and as it should. But I think most of us agree that we want to be kind to each other and be humans to each other. I know there's an exception to the rule, and I just figure like if we can all figure out a way to do that without stepping on each other's, I think we're smart enough to figure that out.
Well, obviously not. To me, I obviously not because.
Yeah. And maybe I'm naive. I feel like there's
a huge difference between being an optimist and being someone that has hope.
Yeah.
Hope puts action.
Yeah.
Optimism says, well, I hope that works out. I think it'll work out. But let me go back to what you said. Again, people are basically good. That's the antithesis of the Word of God, because we need a Savior. If we need a Savior, then people are basically not good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? If we need forgiveness of our sins, then people are born sinners. And I always give this example at church. I've never had to teach my children mine. I never had to teach them mine. I never had to teach them to be selfish. I never had to teach them. All those things seem to come pretty naturally, even to kids and definitely to adults. I've had to teach them to be polite. I had to teach them to share. But, we're born in, according to the Word of God, we're born under Adam's sin because the Bible says we've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. That's why we need a Savior. That's why Jesus came to save us, to forgive us of our sins and grant us eternal life. And so, that's why we have rules and laws and government. And the further we get away from from personal accountability that only comes through Christianity, which Washington, Jefferson, Adams, all of them recognized that without personal responsibility, Christianity, which says you're personally responsible for your actions, you're going to answer for your actions someday. They said a republic can't work. And that's why we have to be involved. That's why we got to really define what is political and what is moral.
Sure.
Because we can't get away from laws and even rules and things like that don't carry a moral, deeply spiritual value. And so what I choose is I choose that Christian values rule, because it's only in a Christian nation like ours that we allow other people to choose.
Sure. Absolutely. You're right.
Because we're not afraid of the discussions. We're not afraid of the discussions about religion. We're not afraid of the discussions about sexuality. We're not afraid of those discussions, one bit afraid, or as some people say, angry about it. No, out of love, I'll tell you what the truth of what God says, not my truth, God's truth.
Sure.
And so, those are the things we're dealing with. And the church has taken this back seat, and that's why we don't have prayer in school anymore. That's why we have so many things happening that are the antithesis of what this nation was founded on, and what really works. And the further we get away from that, Mike, the more rules, laws, authority, and government we will need. Because now you got to control people because they're not basically good. Leave people unchecked, and they'll enslave others. They'll, greed,
we've seen it. We got enough evidence.
How much history do we have to look at to see people unchecked?
Yeah.
What they'll begin to do. And so that's why, I'm teaching a whole series this month called The Patriot. And I'm really talking about, first of all, our citizenship is in heaven and that God comes first. That's why we're one nation under God, not above God. And that's the only reason that America is a great nation. I was praying about this a long time ago, and I heard very clearly, America didn't make God great. God made America great.
This is very true.
And so
God don't need our help.
Yeah. Well, he needs our cooperation,
He does.
And so,
but he's got it covered one way or another.
But these are serious issues, and a lot of people don't even want to discuss them or talk about them or deal with them.
Yeah.
And then there's a void.
Sure.
Anytime you leave a void, I'm telling you, our enemy, who's the devil, will fill that void. And every time we leave a void, every time we back off, every time we back down, every time we don't talk about these issues, man, that void gets filled up, especially in our young children.
Sure.
So now we're dealing with anything from critical race theory to, they're showing pornography to first graders.
Jeez.
It's this world unchecked, again, without our Christian voice saying, hold on a second. Again, Mike, those aren't laws, but those are rules in a school. And you and I both agree, they carry serious moral consequences.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, and you're right. Just for example, my wife, they were in a committee that are selecting materials for, their next curriculum and the books and the companies they're going to go with and all that. And yeah, some of the questions and some of the test samples, and they're like, and I don't want to get into specifics here, but some of the subject matter was like, all right, we're talking about like mistresses and stuff to second graders. You're like, well, why now we got to explain to them what a mistress is when we're trying to teach them sentence structure. I don't know. Why do we need to go that direction at that time? If we want to have that conversation with a kid, that's probably something that they should happen past second grade when we start talking about mistresses and relationships.
But again, why would the school even have that conversation at all?
Yeah. Especially
why would their parents have that conversation?
Well, and it was in a sentence that was talking about grammar and structure, and it had nothing to do with you could have put any sentence in there, see spot run, instead of putting, the mistress of so-and-so. Is it like, why?
Again, Mike, Christians started public schools. Churches started public schools.
Yeah.
In order to teach Christianity to people that were coming over from all kinds of nations and to basically teach them what America was founded on. And so every primer, if you've ever looked at old primers, your wife's a teacher, they all were the biblical. Every sentence, A stands for Adam or Abraham, or, J stands for Jesus, G stands for God. That's what every sentence. So even the sentences they're reading now that carry moral and deeply spiritual concepts and ideas that without the church being involved in Christians standing up and saying, hold on a second, we have a voice too. We have a vote and a voice, and we're not afraid of these discussions. We need to be involved in the discussions. We need to be heavily involved in all those discussions.
Yeah, I agree.
As a parent of a second grader, if I found that out, that the second grade teacher taught my child that, and there was stuff in there about sexual immorality in there, I would be furious. Some parents don't care.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I just feel
I think most do.
Yeah, and I think where we need to get to, and this is probably more where I talk about my optimism thing, because I think, as Christianity, I know, the basis for Christianity and faith, that's what I am. I think people that are that have the faith of Jewish or Muslim, I mean, you have the extremists in every religion. They're the ones. But I also believe at the end of the day, those are people that want the same thing. They may be different on how God is and the semantics of God, but they're all God-fearing people. And I think our base core is the same for people that are in the faith, not the extremists, but just I think there is that common ground there that we of people of faith can get together and say, okay, we don't agree on the semantics of God here, but we all believe in God and we all can live the morals of God, because I think at the end of the day, we all teach the same loving to one another, and you know what I mean? That side of people with faith versus people without faith, and I feel like we can find common ground there. And even me as the Christian versus this person as a Jewish faith member, and this person as a Muslim or Hindu or whatever it is, we can still be in a room together and live in the same country. And I feel like we as humanity can do that. And that's what this country is about.
Let's deal with some reality here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not an optimist. I'm a man of hope.
Yeah.
Because I serve a God of hope.
Yeah.
So I believe things can change for the better every day. But let's deal with some reality. This is my background coming out. Okay.
Sure.
Name me a Muslim country that has free people.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No. This is my point.
Yeah.
We're not on the same page. That's my point. We're not on the same page because only Christian nations allow other people freedom to worship.
Yeah,
who they want to worship, to choose whether they want to serve what I believe the one true God in the Lord Jesus Christ, or to choose some other God that they want to worship. And so I always go back to the reality of it. How is that thing played out? Okay, so you look at every Muslim country, they're run by two big dictators, kings, ayatollahs. The people are oppressed. The people are driven. The people are under threat of constant harm.
Yeah, but
you can't find one that is not ruled that way.
Yeah,
that's an indictment to me on the religious values of the culture.
See, I wonder.
I lived in Iran for 2 years, so I've seen it in practice.
I think of that as like, is that the religion doing that, or is that the political power corruption struggle? I think the true form of the faith and the people that celebrate, that are Muslims here, that go to mosques and go to church like a Christian does, to me, there's no difference. That's the country. You know what I mean? I think the faith in and of itself, the people, not the leaders of it, but the people that you and I just grow up and we go to church on Sunday, whether it's a mosque or a synagogue or a chapel, I think we all want the same thing. It's the people the Muslim, the kings and the queen. And so I don't know if the true faith part is the problem, or it's the people running the faith part that's a problem. Do you know what? Does that make sense to me?
It makes some sense, but the people that are the leaders in those mosques teach the Quran.
Sure.
Have you ever read the Quran?
Well, yeah, but it's no different than any reading the Bible, reading the Torah. There's antiquated parts and everything. We just gotta.
I don't believe there's any antiquated parts in the Bible, but I believe it's all biblical truth.
Yeah.
But if you've ever read the Quran, you're gonna realize that there is a call to eliminate one way or the other, by conversion or death, every person on the planet.
Yeah.
And so when and again, I look at how that's played out.
Yeah.
Only nations that once were Christian are still allow others to choose.
Yeah.
There's not other, you can't find that. And you see Hindus in India burning down churches and killing Christians. All you have to do is really do some, I don't even know if Google puts this stuff out anymore, but they used to, and it used to be on the news. So you don't see it on the news, that the Christians in China, the Christians in India, you become a Christian in India and you get water baptized, you have a possibility. I know years ago you would lose your citizenship.
Yeah.
I mean, and Hindus were burning churches and killing pastors. Just years ago, I think they burned 12 churches and killed multiple pastors and people inside the church. They're not the only religion, nations that were founded on Christianity that, and they're not perfect by any means because people were involved.
Sure.
But they're the only ones that allow people to choose and worship what they choose.
Yeah. So
you don't see that in other places.
I just feel, my opinion, those are people that are extremists in those religions that
So
are
you're
twisting.
saying
I think
that every nation, every Arab nation that is a Muslim nation, are all ruled. There's not one that's not ruled by an extremist. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is there not one democratic nation in the Arab world?
You're right. I agree with all that. I just don't know if that is the Arab faith or that's just power that's being that's twisted. I just think if
every one of them.
I just don't. But you don't see. You see mosques here and things, and there's not. I mean, yeah, we can get in all the semantics of people, but I think at the end of the day, it's when people use political power inside these things to twist and turn. I think the purest parts of these faith is the part we can all find common ground. Well, I mean, we're not.
The common ground I can find with the Muslim world is, as a Christian, God gives you freedom to choose.
Yeah.
And if you want to choose a false God or the real God, it's your choice.
Absolutely.
It's your choice. He'll give you freedom to choose. There's consequences for it, but there's freedom. You have freedom to choose. But you only see that in nations that were founded upon Christianity.
Sure.
You don't see that, Mike. You can't find that. You can't find that in the.
I agree.
You can't find that even in the atheistic world of the communists. They hate Christianity because every time a nation becomes Christian, people want to be free because the Christian God's a God of liberty.
Sure.
He's a God of freedom. And so they automatically start wanting to be free. Do you know what's happening in Cuba right now? Cuba has undergone a massive, most people don't realize this, that the church in Cuba has started to blow up. The Christian church in Cuba has started to really take off.
Yeah.
And, man, anytime people start reading the Word of God, they want to be free.
Yeah.
They want to be free.
I agree, and I love all that. I just think we need to, the extremists. I don't know. I think we're a country of all faiths. We've got to figure that out. I know most of us are Christian, and I'm a Christian, and I live Christian values, and I think most of my friends and things do. But we have to figure out a way to coexist.
Well, let me ask
country
you this,
because
so
that's the part of it.
There's parts in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and other areas that are controlled by Muslim people. They have enacted Sharia law.
Yeah, that's not
in
good,
those
right
communities.
Either. Yeah, that's not right either. Yeah.
Again, every time there's a takeover from the Muslim world, they begin to control what people do think in worship.
Yeah.
They don't want it's in. I don't know and I'm not saying that. I don't know of one Arab country that you could propagate Christianity in.
Yeah.
Or Hinduism or any other faith except the Muslim faith. And so I know they don't have freedom to do that. If there's any churches there, they're underground.
I agree. Yeah.
And so, but in America, we give that freedom. But every time that the Muslims take over an area, they immediately begin to subject people.
Well, that's what we need
instead
to
of
curtail
set people free.
We need to curtail that. And it's across the board.
But,
You're right.
but it's only in a Christian nation that will allow them to choose, but they won't allow Christians or anybody else to choose in those nations. And so
I can't control what happens in the world. I can control this country. And I kind of say, well, you know what? We're going to do it right in this country. You know what I mean?
But again, though, without it being a Christian nation, we won't do it right.
Yeah.
We're going to lose more and more freedoms because when people don't control themselves, then governments have to control you. Someone will control.
Sure.
And put you under control. So the further way we get away from Christianity, personal responsibility for your actions,
I agree with all
answerable, the more we're going to see more and more government restrictions, more and more government control. You know, just like being searched at the airport.
Sure.
Mike, we get basically, our kids get basically strip searched at the airport with those machines because they want to control people's behavior.
Sure. I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
They aren't giving it back. That was supposed to be for 9/11 and protection. And they don't give back that power.
Absolutely.
People don't, unless you live in a Christian nation. That's why you see the blue and red states and how they handle all this differently. You know, because Some of them hold Christian values, some of them don't. And
Sure.
so, again, my point is this. Somebody's values are going to dominate. And when Christian values dominate, real Christian values, then there's going to be freedom.
Sure. I guess so. I guess maybe, and we're just running out of time, so we got to wrap this up.
Okay, no problem.
I love having this conversation because, please understand, I agree with a lot what you're saying here.
I see the hope you have.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, my point is, to where we get to where you want to be, is that Christians are in charge because we believe in freedom of choice.
I just think that like personal responsibility is not just a Christian value. That should be a human value. You know what I mean? And I feel like other people of other faiths that aren't Christian have that same value. That's an American value. That should be an American value. I don't care if you're Jewish, Muslim,
but where does it
Wiccan,
come from?
Whatever it is.
Where does it come from?
The home, the family, teaching that at home.
But
Your
what
parents,
are they? What's the foundation of that?
Well,
Mike.
It's religion. It's faith.
Witches aren't going to teach that. You say Wiccan.
Wiccan. I don't know.
Witches aren't going to teach that. It's demonic. And so I see the world through the Word's eyes, and I know that we love and accept people, and God takes you as you are, but He doesn't leave you as you are.
Sure,
that's the problem some people have. He's going to make you. He's going to change you and grow you on a personal, intimate level with Him, because you hang out in His presence.
Yeah,
you change. You change for the better.
Sure. I guess, and maybe we need to wrap it up here.
Okay.
And I'll do a mention to Charlie Kirk, never the point of
Charlie Kirk, July 25th.
But,
Church on the Move.
I guess I kind of feel like, as a Christian, I'm a child of God, and I have my values, I have my things. I live in a country where I'm aware that not everybody agrees with me, and
exactly.
I understand,
and we're okay with that.
But part of me, as long as we're not infringing upon each other, do what you want. God's going to take care of the rest. I look at people and I say, if you want to live that life, and that's on you. It's not my problem. God, you got to answer to God, not me. I'm going to do my thing, and so I guess at the end of the day, I live in a country. It's like, do what you want. God's going to fix it regardless. If we're in a place where you can have the right to choose what you want and do what you want, as long as you're not hurting and impacting others, I think you're okay. God's good. That's just the way I think.
But there's not the problem with that Mike is there's not, when you involve people, somebody's values are going to dominate the decisions on laws and rules, education, all these things. We don't exist in this vacuum.
Sure.
It's not a vacuum. We exist in the reality of it is somebody's religious beliefs are going to dominate a nation. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And
so I choose Christian because in Christianity we believe in freedom of choice.
Sure.
I don't know of any other religion that believes that.
Yeah.
They're going to impose their will on people. Just look at the other nations around the world. And the further away they get from God, the more socialistic and communistic they become, because somebody's got to control people's behavior.
Sure.
And every rule, every law carries a spiritual and moral consequence on a people. And so there's no vacuum there. That this nirvana, this place you'd like to be where reasonable people get together, well, man, you got to find the only reasonable people I know, and they're not all reasonable, that's for sure, but God teaches us to be reasonable people.
Sure.
The Christian God. And so anyway, man, I know we got to go, but I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. I hope your listeners did too.
Yeah, and I think we agree on many things.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm just in one of those places where I'm like, look, I'm not one to tell people what to do. I have my thoughts, I have my opinions. I live my life the way I live my life, but I feel like I live in a country where it's like, I need to mind my own business. If you want to go in there and do that, that's your right to do it. And I'm not going to judge you, but somebody else will.
So what happens when their values and their morals start to impose upon you?
And that's when I have a problem with it.
Yeah, but again, someone's morals and values is going to dominate the political power, the political power base.
I think we need a serious...
And it's coming after us. It's coming after churches. It's telling florists and cake makers and everybody else what you have to believe and what you have to do and who you got to be. And, I mean... there's no vacuum there, Mike. There's no vacuum. Somebody's going to fill that void.
Sure.
And I choose Christianity because we're the only ones that believe in liberty and freedom of choice.
I think
that's the God we serve.
I think we could curtail it some with a serious overhaul of our government, how thick checks and balances are done. That's part of the problem. I have a huge issue with our two parties. I think both of them have completely destroyed, and both sides.
I agree. Both sides are at fault.
Twisted, turned this Constitution. Now we sit in the situation we're at because of the manipulation since the Civil War of the Constitution, and these two parties primarily in power. I think there's a serious overhaul there, and I think if we did some of that and took some of that out and leveled the playing field for everybody, some of the values and morals we can get down to the churches doing it and the government.
So the nuts and bolts of that to me, I agree with you there. That's where we agree. The nuts and bolts of that to me is we have to have real Christians that love God and love people, understand that those decisions they make behind closed doors, they're going to answer to. They're going to have to answer to. So they make decisions behind closed doors that are right with God and right for people.
Absolutely.
That's, to me, the nuts and bolts of getting to where you're talking about has to be led by people that love God and genuinely love people. The only people I know that way are those that, and they're not perfect people by any means, but they're moral people and they're deeply spiritual people and they deeply care. And so those are the people I think that has to lead our country. The Bible says when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the ungodly rule, the people moan.
Sure.
And so we need people that are right with God to get back involved in what we're doing as a city, as a county, as a nation.
Sure. I think this is a whole nother conversation. I think the real devil is your billionaires like your Bezoses and stuff right there. They're the ones that are going to take all of your rights and liberties away. And they're doing it right now.
They're definitely cooperating with the real devil. We agree on that. They're definitely cooperating with the real devil.
You keep signing up for these things and wanting to just give away your rights. That's exactly what's happening. Charlie Kirk will be here in Roswell at Church on the Move.
Good segue, Ryan. Good segue.
He will be here in Roswell July 25th. He's going to be available for all through services at Church on the Move. You can always follow Church on the Move on Facebook. Go to the website. You can get more information there. But please, if you know, of course, I don't know if the regulars have their assigned seats in there. Like,
they don't.
Come on in. I know if you want to take someone's spot, but come on and fill the.
We don't have a spot. We gladly give that chair up.
Come on in and come out to the churches. They're on Brasher. They're on what's the actual
901 West Brasher Road.
It's pretty much everything on Brasher right there. You got everything's the Church on the Move community right there. If you hit the firing, you went too far one way. If you hit the post office, you went too far the other way. It's right there.
Right between Washington and Union. Can't miss it.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Anytime.
It's always a pleasure.
We'll chit chat some more later. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. It is 7:57. Quick break and your Chaves County sports update before we get you into news. Don't go away.
Welcome to DSI, New Mexico's business technology leader. We help you digitally transform your business to do more, faster, and more secure. Selecting DSI gives you access to the world's best technologies, award-winning local technicians, and our commitment to the New Mexico communities we serve. One local source for all your technology products, services, and the personalized support you can only get from DSI.
It's time for the Southeastern New Mexico Sports Report. Got an all-star baseball game report for you in case you missed the game last night. Carlsbad's Trevor Rogers was in it. He was part of the National League contingent. He was the only selection from the Miami Marlins, and he got to pitch the top of the fifth. Now, it didn't exactly go as well as he hoped, I'm sure. Teoscar Hernandez from the Blue Jays doubled to deep right, and that ended up as the start of a two-run inning. But a lot of that was due to an error by Brandon Crawford from the Giants. Xander Bogaerts from the Red Sox did single to right field, but the first run came in on a grounder. That would have been the third out. But all in all, he was there, and he's an all-star. Got Aaron Judge to fly out, so congratulations for the appearance from Trevor Rogers. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at 92 829. The brand.
When it comes to effortless pool care, BioGuard's comprehensive pool care systems are simply the best. That's because each system is broken down into 3 easy-to-follow steps, starting with step 1, adding silk sticks, silk tabs, or silk smart sticks to quickly sanitize and kill bacteria. Then you follow up with steps 2 and 3, using the recommended shock to destroy contaminants and algicide to stop algae. Simple as 1, 2, 3, huh? Visit Mays Lumber today to learn more about all of BioGuard's simple pool care system.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out.
The war in Afghanistan began under Bush after the 9/11 terror attacks in 2001, and he thinks the withdrawal is a mistake. He tells a German broadcaster the consequences are going to be unbelievably bad. Bush is particularly worried that Afghan women and girls will suffer unspeakable harm by the Taliban. And the former president fears for the safety of Afghans who helped U.S. and NATO troops, saying, "It breaks my heart." Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Biden expected to meet with Senate Democrats today to discuss a proposed $3.5 trillion Democrat budget bill. It goes far beyond spending on infrastructure, opening the way for spending on climate change and health care initiatives, along with family service programs. Meanwhile, a smaller infrastructure-only alternative does remain on the table.
A bipartisan group of senators has also made progress on a $1 trillion traditional infrastructure plan. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We had a report from Kirsten Sinema, and she is optimistic that we can get to the goal that I proposed, that we have legislation ready by Friday.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says he's hopeful as long as the plan is credibly paid for. Tim McGuire, Washington.
Some 60 large active wildfires continue burning across the west, with Oregon and Washington state especially hard hit. The massive bootleg fire in Oregon threatened some 2,000 homes. All of the fires burning in the midst of an intense heat wave, as well as tinder-dry conditions. On Wall Street this hour, stocks in positive territory. Right now, the Dow is up 111 points, the Nasdaq Composite Index ahead 84, and the S&P trading 17 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, "I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes?" So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
A bus explosion in northern Pakistan has killed 10 people, more than 30 others injured in the blast.
A Pakistani official said the explosion happened as the bus was carrying around 30 people, including Chinese engineers, to a hydroelectric power plant site in the Upper Kohistan region. It's not immediately clear whether the blast was a roadside device or one planted inside the bus. Some Pakistani officials described it as an accident. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has condemned the attack. The power plant under construction is part of the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan economic corridor. The initiative aims to build road, rail and energy pipelines to link southwest China with Pakistan's Gwadar port on the shores of the Arabian Sea.
The BBC's Barasanetti Rajan. German Chancellor Merkel makes her 19th and likely final official visit to the U.S. tomorrow. She'll meet with President Biden. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Athletics, will they stay or will they go?
Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred says the fate of the Athletics in Oakland will be determined in the next few months. A's owners have proposed a new ballpark in the Howard Terminal area of Oakland. Manfred said if the stadium project is not approved, the team would move forward with either a move to Las Vegas or a wider relocation search. The A's have been playing at the antiquated Coliseum since 1968 and have made several attempts to build their own facility. The team has looked at options in Santa Clara and San Jose, but the Giants have territorial rights to Santa Clara, and plans for a ballpark in San Jose were scrubbed. I'm Dave Ferry.
The United Arab Emirates has formally opened its embassy in Israel, cutting the ribbon on its diplomatic offices in Tel Aviv. More of the fruits of the landmark Abraham Accords negotiated under the Trump administration. To get on Wall Street, the Dow is up 87 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a great day so far. Thank you to Pastor Troy for joining us last hour. Had a great conversation there. And yes, don't forget, I know we got philosophical there, but Charlie Kirk will be speaking there at Church on the Move on July 25th, all 3 services there. You'll find more information on their Facebook page. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Highly recommend you go check it out.
Absolutely.
This hour, we're going to have the folks from the Roswell Independent School District. We're going to talk about their job fair coming up. We'll have Mira Trujillo, I think I'm saying that right. Mira, I think. And Ralph Mata joining us as well. They're going to talk all about the RISD job fair that's going to be happening here on July 22nd at the Chamber of Commerce, the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. And the 23rd, it's a 2-day event. And they've got jobs pretty much all over the district, from custodial to teaching to nurses to food services, the whole deal. So they're going to join us here in just a few minutes, and we'll chit-chat all about that.
Will be very good.
Yeah. Then later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with local news along with your that's next hour, your town hall business update and all that good stuff and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Indeed.
Yeah.
My mom posted something on Facebook that sort of like, I don't know, it kind of gave me a bit of an epiphany. It was just sort of a meme that she posted. And it sort of reminded me, I didn't realize until she posted this that the Carpenters had a whole lot of bangers, man.
The band, the Carpenters?
The band, the Carpenters.
Yes.
They were some hits, dude. I mean, so what it was, she posted up this post on her Facebook page. Let me pull it up real quick. It was basically 2 dogs talking and over 2 ants. And these ants were exchanging lyrics. One said, "Just like me, they long to be close to you." The other one said, "Rainy days and Mondays always let me down." Then one said, "We only just begun." The 2 dogs looked at each other and said, "Crap, we've got carpenter ants." So in the comments, I actually posted a completely different song that I was reminded of when I thought of the Carpenters, which was the song from Tommy Boy, "Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby?" And it's just like, You don't realize until you sit there and think about it. The Carpenters, man, they had some bangers. They're right up there with the Billy Oceans of their generation.
Yeah.
It's like once you start thinking about it, I think we slept on the Carpenters a little bit.
I think young people sleep on the Carpenters.
Well,
people like your parents, they love the Carpenters.
Yeah, people like my parents love the Carpenters. I feel like there's a whole generation of skippage there.
Well, they were before my time.
I feel like that's like a music for the new generation. Everybody's into the lo-fi thing now, so I feel like the Carpenters could make a comeback if we just put like some 808s behind it.
That was my parents' music, not my music.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the Carpenters' style of music could make a comeback if we just put like a beat track behind it, some 808s, and maybe like a drop somewhere in the middle.
Let the kids get a hold of it and ruin
it. That's right. Absolutely. I don't know who this Paul McCartney guy is, but this guy, Kanye putting him on the map.
Right? These kids all understand. Oh, look, this Led Zeppelin knows what they're doing. Really?
Have you guys heard of this Black Sabbath?
Yeah.
This guy's got some bangers. He was sleeping on them.
These Beatles guys.
It was just one of those.
They're doing.
It was one of those moments of like clarity. It's like, wow, you don't really think about the music of your parents' generation, and like at some point in time, 1910 Fruit Gum Company was really enjoying their run at the top 10. 1, 2, 3 Red Light was somewhere at least in the Billboard Top 100.
Well, wait, and you're getting there now, but give it another 10 years or so, then there's going to be bands that you loved.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to...
What are you talking about? I'm already there, dude. When you start hearing the stuff I grew up with, when you start hearing Linkin Park on classic rock stations, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Welcome
is.
to the world, brother.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yep. Songs from the 90s that you were like, this was my jam. You start associating memories. Oh, yeah, I met so-and-so to this song. And then it's on the oldies.
Classic rock, 92.9.
Yep.
Anytime I need to see your face, I just close. It's like, oh, come on.
It's going to get worse the older you get.
The Chicken Cherry Cola song is now classic.
I'll never forget the time I was interviewing a high school student about sports on the radio, and there was a Back to the Future reference, and they looked at me like I had no idea what Back to the Future was.
Just glassy-eyed.
It was amazing. I was like, wow, you've been in a hole your whole life.
We actually get an opportunity to experience that on multiple occasions since we work with Tanner.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's well versed for a man of his age.
In fairness, yes, for a man of his age, he does
He's
sort of explore the pop culture zeitgeist.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Nah.
I got to tell you some stuff real quick.
Oh yeah.
Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They've got 22 caliber, the Rossi 22 caliber rifles on sale now for just $149 while supplies last. They are now also your full line Tacticam dealer. For those that watch those hunting shows that are on all over the TV, these are the same Tacticams that they use on those big hunting shows they use worldwide. Also, if you need a knife, they've got a new shipment of Benchmade knives and case knives in stock at Zia Guns USA. Also, they're buying guns. They're buying them by the individual gun, by the collection, by the...
That's right.
By the
estate,
whole...
however you got it.
Yeah, whatever you got, the estate load, whatever it is. They've got cash on hand, and they're making offers. You'll walk out the door with that cash today. Also, not into coffee, or not into rifles, but you're into coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Black Rifle Coffee. Zia Guns USA has the whole line of Black Rifle Coffee available for you to shop. Also, Dr. Squatch, you may have seen their soaps online.
You may have been bombarded with targeted advertisement on Facebook because you Googled them one time.
That's right. And then, but they got all the soaps and soap products for men. That's got manly, outdoorsy smells and everything else. And,
I will say
available right there at Zia Guns.
Absolutely, those are the only ads that I can smell. They're the only ones that you're looking at. You're like, I can smell that ad right now.
I still want to whittle every time I see them. I want to whittle a bar of soap every time I see one.
Slash stuff off a nice slice of soap.
That's right. I think it's Irish Spring. Back to the old Irish Spring commercials, they whittle off soap. That soap looks like a whittle-worthy soap.
It does.
Whittle-worthy soap. Ask for it by name. But it's available there at Zia Guns. Also, if you got birthdays or any events coming up, they've got gift cards for you, too, so they can cover all that. If you don't know what to get that special someone for their birthday or what have you, they've got gift cards to help you out, too. So shop locally owned Zia Guns USA here at 1907 North Main, the only gun store open on Sundays but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should, too. Stop on by 1907 North Main here in Roswell. All right, 8:13, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. No rain today, but we could start getting a few more showers and thunderstorms coming back by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the low to mid 90s today, a little bit breezy and mostly sunny. Overnight, some clouds coming in with our low near 70, and then tomorrow sunny for most of the day, but a few scattered afternoon thunderstorms, and we'll hit 90 on our high. Maybe a few showers Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds are currently out of the south at 15 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Expect a high of 93 with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. We do have a slight chance of some rain showers tonight. 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m., according to this. Partly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 70. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers, partly cloudy and 92. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, we're looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers, mostly sunny otherwise. High once again right around 92 with east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for your weekend, a 40% chance of showers on Saturday for the afternoon. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 91 and a 30% chance of showers Sunday. Partly cloudy, highs right around 90. And we're looking at rain chances at tonight. And the next time I'm looking at through Tuesday of next week, and every day and night between tonight and next Tuesday, they're talking rain chances. So welcome to the continuation of monsoon season. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll have the folks from the Roswell Independent School District talking all about the RISG Job Fair coming up here July 22nd and 23rd. That's on the other side. Don't go away.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
When it comes to effortless pool care, BioGuard's comprehensive pool care systems are simply the best. That's because each system is broken down into 3 easy-to-follow steps, starting with step 1, adding silk sticks, silk tabs, or silk smart sticks to quickly sanitize and kill bacteria. Then you follow up with steps 2 and 3, using the recommended shock to destroy contaminants and algicide to stop algae. Simple as 1, 2, 3, huh? Visit Mays Lumber today to learn more about all of BioGuard's simple pool care system.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
Hey, Mark. Morning, Sam. Having the house remodeled? Nah, I got termites, and they're chewing the place up. Welcome to the neighborhood. I've got them too. Really? Yeah, just had a termite treatment put in. You did? I didn't see a lot of digging around your house. That's because I went with the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. It's a lot easier to install than what you're doing. They just place bait stations around the house, and then the termites share the bait with each other until the colony is gone. No digging, no chemical solution, just simple protection that's environmentally responsible. Wow. Yeah, I even got a Green Chemistry Award from the EPA. Centricon, huh? I'll be right back. Hey, where you going? Tell these guys to stop digging. I'm getting Centricon.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today in Roswell, 623-5344, or anywhere in southeast New Mexico at 877-623-5344.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs, or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Wednesday edition of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will be breaking down what Joe Biden has labeled Jim Crow 2.0. The voter suppression myth. We'll be discussing it. It'll be me, it'll be Buck Sexton, and more.
We're going to talk about the latest on the uprising in Cuba and the deterioration in Afghanistan as well. Much coming your way on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Independent School District. Let's see if I get this one right. Maria.
You got it. You got it.
All right. Maria Trujillo with us, and Ralph Mata as well. You guys are part of HR with the RIS.
That is correct, yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, good morning. Welcome
morning.
to the show.
And thank you.
Nice. How does it work during the summers? Like, I know the teachers get off. Do you guys still go to the office every day?
No, every day, yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't get the summers off and all that? They didn't.
No, we are full-time employees. We were there even during COVID.
Ah, well, bummer. All your coworkers like, we're going to vacation. We're going to work.
Yep, that's right. Got to keep the district going.
But these guys need help.
Yes.
You and the entire school district. Let's face it. We all know the world we're coming out of for the last year and a half here. And every single entity on the planet is needing people to come and be a part of their workforce, whether, it's anything from working behind a cash register to building bridges and being presidents of companies, everything in between here, which is great for people looking for opportunity because if you want a career with the Roswell Independent School District, we got a job fair coming up, but right now, every department, every facet of the district is needing employees, from teaching to service side to administration to everything in between. Is that pretty accurate there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. Like you said, COVID has changed the landscape quite a bit, and then we need all the help we can get to maintain what we got going on right now.
Absolutely. So, obviously, one of the things that we all care about in our community is making sure our children have career or have educational opportunities. And I mean, I don't care where you are or who you are or what you come from. When you're looking to make a community home, you're looking at the crime, you're looking at the schools, sometimes 1 and 2, sometimes they reverse that. I mean, it's just, those are very important things. So to keep the integrity of the RISD to grow, to continue to support and educate our youth and provide them with the foundation they need to be successful adults. We need people to come out and apply for these jobs and get qualified people, obviously. They're not just letting anybody be teachers. I know it'd be fun and be like, I could teach kids. Well, you do need some training. They just don't let you willy-nilly do that. So go get the training. But if you want to go down that path, there's a lot of great opportunities here for you.
Absolutely. And so we're looking at a countdown already.
Okay.
We've got about 13 days before the teachers go back. We've got 10 days before new teachers come back for training.
There was a collective groan throughout the whole listing. My wife, one of them, she's a second grade teacher. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, she told me just like a week ago, she's like, man, vacation's almost over already. And I was like, sorry, sweetie, I got a little tiny fiddle. I'm working right now. I'll see, I'm going to work. But I get what she's saying.
and we need support from all levels, from the custodians to the food service and the nutrition department to the all levels of staff.
Absolutely, and that's and everything makes every piece in the cog makes everything go. When you talk the food service, you heard the importance of food service in COVID. It's one of those industries that when they do their job right, you kind of don't hear much about them, but when things go wrong, then everyone's I don't care. Not just the RISD, but every school district in the region did an amazing job in the food service side of getting food, of creating ways to get food to people that don't have access to it in a world where all of our resources and things kind of got turned around on us. The food service people were the ones that were kind of making things happen down there. Same with custodial. You know, the amount of work that went involved in cleaning and overhauling the schools before one student stepped foot into that thing.
Ongoing, because
Mhm.
we have the disinfection that needs to take place.
Absolutely.
And so their roles are critical.
So these roles are very much a part and needed, and are really good jobs. I mean, it's you know, we can talk benefits and all that stuff, but that's kind of part of all that. And you'll learn all this at the job fair. Now it's a 2-day event. It's happening at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, just right a corner over here. It will be on July 22nd, and that'll be an evening affair from 6 to 8 p.m. So if you're already at work and want to come by and drop off resumes and meet with people and stuff, you'll have an opportunity there. And then if you're unavailable then, you can come by the next day, July 23rd, and that'll be midday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can come by in your lunch hour or in the morning or whatever works for your schedule there. And, of course, if neither one of those times work out for you, I'm sure you can call the HR department.
Absolutely.
Get your applications in, and they can set up a time to meet and make arrangements to interview and all those good things. But like you guys said, nursing, custodial, janitorial, teaching, both substitute and regular day-to-day teachers, the support staff, cafeteria workers. I mean, and we say support staff, we're talking, secretaries to
Educational
educational assistants to everything that isn't a teacher.
Correct. That is
Pretty much.
correct. That is correct. And each one has different criteria for you to be able to qualify, different levels of education. There's different pay rates. The scheduling is very versatile.
Sure.
If you're not interested in a full-time position, we have part-time positions. We have substitute positions. So you can really just cater to the needs of the community.
Absolutely. And I know firsthand great benefits. I work at a radio station. I'm on my wife's plan as the teacher. So, yes, I'm under the school district with vision, dental, the whole. Matter of fact, I got some new glasses coming here in about a week, thanks to my Davis Vision. So that's all part of that. You get that. And that's pretty much available through all the salary positions, I think, right?
Yes, they are, including retirement. So you mentioned many of the benefits, but yeah, you're absolutely right. There's some wonderful opportunities. Also, as an employee, then you're also eligible for some educational opportunities for yourself if you would like to grow. So we have what's called the Career Ladder Program.
Sure.
We offer alternative pathways to licensing. So whether you have a bachelor's degree or a high school diploma, or you haven't quite gotten your GED yet, there's a job for you at the Roswell schools.
This is a great idea. So say, you got your degree and you got it in business or whatever, science, history, I don't care, political science, whatever it is you pursued your career or your degree plan in. And then you say you've been working in the industry for a while and maybe you're time to retire, or you figured out, you know what, I'm tired of this, I want to do something different. Education is, they'll say, hey, you know what, you've got a college degree, we got everything, we can start you out as a teacher teaching here, but while you're teaching, we're going to send you to school to get all the teacher certifications and the things that basically make you qualified as a teacher. But we can use your experience and your resources right now as a teacher, and in the meantime, we're going to get you certified. So now kids aren't behind because, your experience at 20 years and whatever job that was you're doing, or 5 years, or wherever that you pursued your degree, we understand there's value there, and we can take that and kind of tweak your background to get that into a teaching thing. So that's where we're talking about with these things. So if you've already gone to school and you're like, I just spent $100,000 on being a lawyer and I hate being a lawyer.
Yeah, we've got a job for you.
Come teach.
And we have alternatives too, so they can make choices. So we've got different programs. Some are a little bit faster paced that they can complete within a year. Others are a little bit longer paced that would give them 2 or 3 years to complete.
Okay.
So depending on what your situation is at home, perhaps you don't have as much time. You've got little ones and you would rather take the traditional route. We can do that with one of the universities. Or if you want to, you're one of those go-getters, you can handle a bigger load and you want to get this done and knock it out in a year, we also have a program for you there.
Okay. I'm curious, for like substitute teachers, all of those folks that are pursuing a teaching degree, is that pretty common where you see substitutes are like, look, I'm going to school to be a teacher, but to earn some money to help pay for school, I'm a substitute teacher. Is that pretty common?
We do have cases like that. We also have others that will join the RISD, for example, as a teacher's assistant.
Okay.
While they're going to college.
Got you.
And then we'll pay for those classes and the expenses.
And that's like OJT for a lot of these folks. I mean, that's exactly what that is. You're learning. Obviously, college, you learn a lot of things there, but you can't replicate real world teaching and I mean, and so that's where the substitute teaching and all that student teaching and those kind of things come into play here.
And then we try to connect resources because many of the other, for example, Workforce Solutions, the ECDC, the Early Childhood Center, they all have different scholarships. So depending on where your interest lies, whether it's in high school or pre-K programs, there are different funding sources, different scholarship opportunities, and then also the RISD has their own ladder program. So there's great opportunities out there. If you're looking for a new career or a new challenge and you want to make a difference, we've got multiple opportunities here at the Roswell Schools.
Absolutely. So if you are looking for the career, and that's what we're talking about here, when you're working for it's a career. It's a place where people start. They work 20 years and 30 years and retire and go. You know, this isn't the job. This isn't the job to get to the job. This is the job. This is the career. And in of itself, if your goal is to be a teacher with a master's at some point and getting your dossier and going through the whole spectrum there, and maybe on to administration or whatever it is, it starts by being a substitute teacher or a student teacher or like you said, if you live some life and you're wanting to kind of change things around for you, the RISD would love to have you a part of that and basically turn that around on the fly. So you don't have to go back to school, get re-educated on your own dime, and then apply and hope to get a job, losing all that income and time not doing your thing. Now, hey, we're going to put you to work. You're going to get all this. And then, by the way, we're going to help you pay for your degree plan. And so now you're going to have your degree or whatever you had before on top of this, and you're sitting pretty.
And even if you're just curious, Mike, just come out, visit us during the career fair. I was only out of the principalship for about a year now. And in my building, I had a lawyer that decided to come back as a teacher as a second career. I had 2 degreed engineers that were working with my science and my math department.
That's pretty impressive.
No, it is.
Right. I'd be like bragging at it. I got an engineer and 2 lawyers teaching you kids back here.
But what it was is that they just wanted to work with kids. I mean, if you're just curious, want to come out to see what we're about, we do have a lot to offer. And there's the biggest thing is the rewards that you get from seeing that light bulb come on into that child's eye.
If you're looking for a career that makes difference, like when you go home, and I'm not going to lie, there's going to be days that you're going to, you're going to be stressed, tired. I mean, it's any job. If you're not, it's almost like when we talk about police officers or firefighters or things. Yeah, they do hard things, but when they make a difference in someone's life, that's the reward. And I know with my wife, and I know with her friends and teachers and everything, they all have that moment where there's the light bulb moments where kids don't understand something and then they finally get it, or you had to think outside of the box to get a kid to understand a concept or something, and it rings true and rings home. That's the kind of rewards that teachers and things. Yeah, it's like any other job. It's going to be the day where the kids are going to be yelling, screaming like, "Oh, I want to wring their necks," and like, that's their kids.
There's challenges.
It's kids. Kids do kids. They're like pets and everything else. There's going to be days where they're. I don't know if it's the weather sometimes. My wife says it's the weather. When it's cloudy days, she swears the kids are more rambunctious than days that aren't cloudy. But that's the great part, because at the end of the day, I don't like my wife teaches second, so she's got the little kids, the younger ones, and it's like she's like a star at Walmart. Like I'm on the radio every day, but we go into Walmart, it's Mrs. They're just screaming her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here. But they love her. They you know what I'm saying? You get that connection with these kids, and
they become your own kids.
Absolutely.
And the teachers will refer to them that way. My kids.
I mean, I know we're in COVID and all this now, but my wife's hugged more kids. You know what I mean? It's just kids just come running and give you a hug. It's just that's the rewarding part of being a teacher, because you see these kids, and with my wife, it's even another level because she teaches second, and she's been doing it. She's 23 years, 24. She's been doing it a while. Now that she's at the part where her first classes are now adults of their own, and they're got kids and careers, and every once in a while we'll be diddy bopping around town, and it's like, do you remember me? I was in your second grade class back 10, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And, most times it's like, oh, yeah, you're so-and-so. And how are you doing now? It's like, oh, great, I'm going to college, or I'm a teacher. One or two became teachers themselves. And so that's a reward that a teacher gets that you can't, there's nothing like some of your students coming back years later and you see they're well, outstanding people. That's the reward. I mean, the payday and all that, it's nice to get paid and it's nice to retire and it's nice to have the benefits. But when you know that the work you did directly impacted someone's life, teachers, let's face it. I mean, all these parts. I mean, nothing goes without these cogs.
Mm-hmm.
But as a teacher, you could make such an impact in the world. It's like any of your career. It's going to be bad parts and good parts. But you know what? If you want to make a difference, if you want to say, you know what, I contributed, RSD's got a great opportunity for you to do.
There's also different supports along the way. So we have like our own teacher center and creative, our material center. We have mentoring programs. And so as you start out on this new career, you may feel that you're ready to go, but at the same time you get nervous. There are supports along the way.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we all have those moments. I mean, you probably, like when you're pursuing your college degrees and things like that, there's those moments where you're like, uh-oh. I think I'm out of my woods on this research paper here. And then you find tutors and you find resources, and it's no different here. There's going to be moments where you're like, all right, because I know. I've listened to my wife's meeting, especially with the Zoom world, and they're talking about curriculum. I know. They talk about concepts and things. I'm like, y'all still talking about kids and stuff? I don't even know. That's you got to learn that world. And once you do, it's great. But, yeah, it can be very intimidating if you don't. It's just like anything else. You're not exposed to something. You're uncomfortable and unfamiliar with it till you are. It's no different.
So again, if someone wants to learn about it, just come.
Yeah.
We have all the different departments represented. We'll have lots of information there. And so we would love to visit with anyone that might be interested in it.
Absolutely. Again, put this down in your calendars. I guess it would be next week, July 22nd and July 23rd. It is the RSD Job Fair. It's happening at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They're 131 West 2nd, just right, probably in the boardroom, I'm guessing there.
Yes.
At the boardroom. July 22nd will be an evening affair from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And then the next day, July 23rd, that'll be from 10 to 2. Like you said, there'll be representatives from pretty much every department in the RISD, from the custodial side to the food service side to the curriculum side to the admin side to the other side you probably don't even know about yet.
And we'll be taking applications there. We're also going to have some goodies, so you can come and join us for some refreshment and some snacks.
Free snacks and things, so come a little hungry. Although, if you're trying to apply for a job, pro tip. Be careful. If you're a bad eater, maybe just not get the snack. Like if you're willing to be interviewing and you got food hanging, man, I'm just saying, you are doing, you are presenting yourself here. Just maybe lay off the snacks. I'm just a pro tip.
Well, the snacks are in the other room, so we've got that covered.
So you won't be seen if you're a messy eater.
Yep, there you go.
But maybe interview first if you tend to get things on your clothing, like I do. Like I don't know how it happens, but if there's a drink that's red or a food that's gooey, it's going to end up right here somewhere, some way.
We'll try to stay away from those.
But please, if you're looking for a career, that the school district, we're looking for great people here, and we know it's a competitive market right now, and for people that are wanting to pursue a career, you really have a lot of options here. But if you're looking for a place that offers stability, that offers great, place to create a foundation for your family, benefits where health, dental, vacation, the whole spiel is part of that. This is what it provides that foundation. So if you're pursuing, or if you're listening right now, maybe you're 19, 20, and you're looking for pursue careers in education. Go to school, start doing your teacher, admin, even the custodial and all those services.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's all of these areas need more people to be a part of it. So.
And even if your schedule is that you're working a few days during the week, but you might have a couple of days open, we also have substitute positions where it would allow you to customize your schedule and go ahead and come and substitute on the other days.
And substitute teachers love you. Trust me, because Because generally how it works is when a teacher has an issue or has to not be in the classroom, they book their own substitute. And so they kind of like have favorites and have lists, and it's like, oh, I've had so and so, I'd love to have them back. And so you kind of get into the rotation a little bit, and it's so trust me, you can be the teacher's best friend if you like to prefer, like if you're looking to learn to be a teacher, starting out as a substitute while you're pursuing your degree is a pretty good way to go, because and to be honest, you're setting the table for when you complete your teaching degree, when you've made a lot of connections, and when you're ready to become a full-time teacher. Guess what? They kind of know your background. They know, and next thing you know, you might have several schools going, no. I want her to come to my school. No. I want this guy or this person to come to my school. You build that reputation there. So please, if you're looking for educational careers, come out to the job fair. Even, you know what, I would offer, say you're a little young, maybe you're 18, 19, and you're kind of, I want to come to the job fair and talk to some of these people. Say, look, if I'm pursuing a career in teaching, what's the avenue I need to do? And what do I need to do to come talk to you? Because let's face it, we're desperate need of people right now, but this is something that's got to serve us till we're not here anymore, So we're always got to be thinking about the future, and obviously education's that cutting edge. We don't advance without people going through our education.
Yeah, absolutely. Just come by, give us the opportunity. We might surprise you with all that we have to offer you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be and obviously there's certain perks being a teacher. My wife, you know what she's probably doing? Well, she's up by now, but she was sawing a lot of wood when I was getting up to go to work this morning, and she's been doing it for the last month or two, and I'm a little bit jealous. So,
well, we have teachers coming in already getting their copies made and their name tags for the kids, and the excitement that we see is just unequal.
Yeah, I know that. My wife, I think, I can't remember the exact date. It's like August 5th or something when all the kids come back. But she'll be back here probably by the end of this week if she hasn't already come in there and started doing her prepping and initial planning and all that.
And for like the maintenance and the custodial positions, we do on-the-job training where you get to work with someone before you're actually put out on a job by yourself. So, again, we don't want anyone to feel intimidated. We want them to come by, get information, let us tell you what we have to offer.
And I imagine, too, the custodial side is more than just the school janitor. That's, maintenance, so you could be out working any of the RISD facilities, maintaining it, changing light bulbs, working, fixing problems. It's not just, mopping the hallways.
That is correct.
That's what we all think of the school janitor. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Well, right now they are working furiously trying to get all our buildings in tip-top shape because our students are coming back soon. We're excited to have them come back to in-person learning.
Yeah.
And it truly is a community effort. All of our positions are working together to be ready for that.
Absolutely. Of course, folks, if you have any questions or anything, it's best to maybe call the HR department at the RISD. If you have any questions about the event or anything there, again, it's going to be happening July 22nd and 23rd at the Roswell Chamber, 6 to 8:30 on the 22nd, and then again from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. on the 23rd. You're going to see the entire RISD, department heads, everything else that are going to be on hand, interviewing, asking questions, taking resumes and applications, probably doing some interviews and some, question and answer sessions. And if you've got information you want, and then are you guys offering jobs and doing all that, or just starting the process?
We actually are. We have them open right now on our website.
Okay.
And then we'll also be talking about those then.
Okay.
And like you mentioned, even if you can't come to this job fair, then you can call the HR department. And even though it's not an official recruiting day, every day is a recruiting day for us.
We need people to come be a part. And if you're not available in these 4-hour windows, and we'll find a way to make you available. To
Absolutely,
you.
yes, sir.
You can go to online. And this is going to be a lot of dashes and dots, so please bear with me. But if you go to risd.k12.nm.us, you can apply online for this. You could probably certainly learn more information about the website and everything. I think if you just kind of Google Roswell Independent School District, you'll get the main page and you'll find a link there. So if you don't remember all the .ks, .nms, and all that stuff,
is correct.
You can probably find it pretty
And
easily.
on the home page, there will be a little tab that you click on. It says Employment Opportunities. It'll take you right to our page that lists all the openings.
Excellent. So if you're looking and you're like, all right, I'm looking for a specific job, or you're wanting to work at a specific school, you can kind of see, like, if you're saying, well, I live close to Berendo Elementary, I want to be near that, or I live close to Monterey, I want to be, no problem. You can see the job listings at each school and everything else, and of course, come out to the job fair on either of those days and learn more and apply and all that good stuff.
And even if you're interested in substituting, let's say at your kids' schools, you can also customize that, and you get to set up your preferences. You may prefer one grade level over another, maybe elementary or secondary. You can also set those parameters as a substitute.
Very good. So you kind of write your own ticket a little bit.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I'm telling you, substitutes not bad, because especially if you get, like, well, you do a good job with everything, you're going to do well with it, but if you kind of, next thing you know, you're going to be in demand, and you kind of pick your own, because the teacher's like, oh, I like this person, they're good, so I want them to come and substitute while I'm gone at my training or my whatever they've got to go on. That's where a lot of, because my wife, she gets involved, and so she has to go to other trainings and things, and so that's very common, where they have to take the morning off from the classroom, because they've got to go to a training or something, so they got to bring a substitute in to fill in for the morning.
And then sometimes people start as a sub and they get bitten by the education bug, and that would inspire them to go ahead and start their career and start seeking that education.
Yeah, it's a good foot in the door, absolutely. And I think, to be honest, it like, if you're shopping and you're kind of trying to figure out, like, maybe you're new to the area, and you're like, I don't, have a preference of where I live, or, I'm just kind of like, hey, I just want, substitute teacher, especially, if you pick an elementary or secondary, I mean, that'll kind of limit you, but you're going to, if you go elementary, at some point, you're probably going to spend time in every single elementary school in the district.
You can explore.
And so you kind of, I like the way they do things here, or I like the way the facilities are here. That's the school I want to end up teaching.
I'll tell you, the most surprising one is probably middle school. Because so many people will say, it is so challenging, I don't think that I'd like to do middle school. And then they go and they find out that their kids are kids. Yeah. And sometimes they find an affinity with them, and they may, have a preference. So try something new.
That makes sense, because I'm thinking you get the folks that want to work with the elementary. It's like, I love little kids. I can get it. And then you got the high school is like, hey, I can talk to them like an adult. You know what I mean? I can relate to that better. But the middle school, they're kind of in the middle. They're like, well, they start doing ornery things at that age, right? Or they start, you know what I mean? They're like, do they still poop their pants and out? You know what I mean? You get all that mindset, and it's like, no, they're just kids. They're kids. They're in the middle. So sometimes the G.I. Joes and the Barbie dolls aren't cool to them. Sometimes it is. But sometimes they want the teenage. That's the only difference. They're right in the middle. They're going to be confused about life just like you are. They're as out of touch with what's cool as you are out of touch as an adult with what's cool.
That's a good way to put it.
And you mentioned something. It's making that connection that makes a difference, regardless of the grade level. You want to be able to connect with those kids.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. And that's where And I think you learn that as you go, and that's where my wife, is 20 some years of her teaching. You kind of that balance where the kids love her and everything, but you learn how to instill that discipline and everything too. It's like you can do both, and teachers figure out how to do that, and that's what makes what's so great what they do. And so come be a part of that.
We have amazing teachers. We also have amazing administrators that are willing to take the time and to visit with any applicants that may be interested. So, like I said, we're all here to mentor and support.
And everything's team concept. Even, when say you're going to become a teacher and you go to your schools and things, you work as a team in your grade levels and things like that. So your curriculum, so if you have issues, you have other people to lean on, and vice versa. When other people have issues, you're there to lean to help them and go through. That's each school, and I don't care what school you go to or what grade. That's the concept everywhere you go. It's that mindset. So,
and that carries over into the employment area, out into the the community, because you do want employees that are able to work together.
Sure.
And so gone are the days where you could just close your classroom door and you were in isolation. And so you're right, that teaming aspect, that collaboration is really huge.
Absolutely. So if I'm trying to think anything else might intimidate people from applying here. Come out to the job fair either day. Talk to folks, ask questions. If you're interested, please come out and learn. Who knows? Maybe you're going to walk out of there with a career. But if not, you're going to walk out with a lot of information on how to do to pursue that.
So. And you asked something that might intimidate someone. It could be that they're unsure what the credentials will be required to come in. It could be that they're not sure. It could be a language issue.
Sure.
And if that's the case, we are bilingual, so we can, speak with anyone that comes to
Absolutely.
the fair. So again, regardless of what challenges you're facing, come and talk to us. We're happy to work.
And I
through that.
imagine if you come and show interest and you look like that you're someone that really wants to be a part of the team, but the qualifications aren't quite there, I'm sure you work with them to get them there. It's like, all right, you're missing this, but we can help you get there, or at least,
exactly.
tell you the
do
path.
this, and then you can come.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Set the table for you to come in a couple months or a year to be a part of the family.
Absolutely. You got it.
So again, it's happening July 22nd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and then again July 23rd from 10 to 2 p.m. at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. It's the RISD job fair. Every department, if it's part of the RISD, there's openings in it, from teachers to custodial to admin to special services to support staff to I don't know, everything in between. I'm trying to cover anything I've covered there. Coaching, sure, all that stuff.
That is right.
There's opportunities there. If you're not available those 2 days, you're going to be out of town or whatever it is, don't hesitate to reach out to the RISD. You can go online, risd.k12.nm.us, or if you don't remember any of that, Google RISD or Roswell Independent School District. It'll be the first thing that pops up. The same place you go when you're looking for school lunch menus and all that other stuff. Right. It's right there. And
if we could, we would like to give a shout out to the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Andrea Moore and her staff have been amazing. They embrace this partnership with us. And so you can also contact the Chamber of Commerce if you would like some information.
Yeah, they'll be
and
happy
she
to
will
help
help
you out.
direct you to the RISD team.
Absolutely. Yeah, they'll take care of any other questions you had there. But if you have questions specific to positions and things, call the RISD. The Chamber might not be able to help you. They can help you with
they
dates
can
and
direct
times.
them. Yeah, just
dates and
direct them.
times. But if you want to know what a substitute teacher makes, call the district.
Yes.
The Chamber probably
Very
can't
good.
help you there. I mean, they could make up a number, but
They can direct them in the right.
$1 million apply today.
And they also have the flyers and the times. So if you forget, you can call either one of us.
Absolutely, and please come out if you're looking. If you're looking to if you're interested, come out. I don't care if you think you're overqualified, underqualified, or somewhere in between. Come out and let's see what's going on there. You may find your new home there.
Absolutely.
You have nothing to lose, and you've got snacks that you can come and,
That's right.
and visit with us.
If
and
worse
find
comes to
out.
worse, just grab a bunch of free snacks
there
and
you
leave.
go.
Say, I'm taking these and I'm eating. Very good. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share that we just got skipped
Our
over?
recruiter, Louis Mestis, will be there.
Okay.
And so he'll also be available to talk about the different opportunities for people. So come out there and meet our recruiter,
Absolutely.
Louis Mestis.
Yeah, come on out, meet the team, come be a part of it. And who knows, maybe in a couple months here, you're going to be in the classroom getting your lesson plans together, and got a herd of kids walking into your room as we speak here. So yeah, great. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so
Mike.
much.
We appreciate
And
this.
we'll see you guys next time. And I guess pretty soon we're going to be talking sports and school and kids going back and bus routes and all that.
And
other
we're
stuff
excited
here in a
about it.
minute.
Absolutely
right.
excited.
It's weeks away. Thank you guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, it is 8:51. Let's pause for some news and your Town Hall business update. Quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Vehicles and other surplus City of Roswell property are part of an online auction in which local residents and others can bid to buy the items. Among the other items are various pieces of furniture that were bequeathed to the Roswell Public Library from the estate of John Ray Green. The items will benefit the library by being sold, and the money raised used to help fund the purchase of a mobile library service van, often referred to as a bookmobile. The number of items on the auction website at any one time might vary as items are bought and additional items are added to the site. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy met with New Mexico officials and spoke at an awards ceremony honoring healthcare workers. Murthy thanked nurses, doctors, and a lab manager for their work fighting the pandemic. But he also warned that the task of caring for the sick and inoculating the hesitant is not over. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Boeing will cut production of its large 787 airliner for several weeks after discovering a new structural flaw in some of the planes that have been built but not delivered to airline customers. The aircraft maker said Tuesday that it now anticipates that it will deliver less than half of the 787s remaining in its inventory this year. European Union nations approved the pandemic recovery plans of the bloc's 4 biggest economies and 8 other member countries Tuesday, a move seen as a bellwether for an economic revival from the unprecedented recession caused by the coronavirus pandemic. On Wall Street, the Dow dropped 107 points to close at 34,888. The Nasdaq lost 55 to 14,677, and the S&P 500 fell 15 to 4,369. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Time to get back to the game. City of Champions Inc. and Seek First Sports present the first 5-on-5 flag football tournament of the year. Saturday, July 24th at the new turf fields at JC Park in Artesia. With 4 age groups, 7 to 8-year-olds, 10U, 12U, and 14U, and up to 10 players per team allowed. Cost is $350 per team, with proceeds to benefit youth sports in the area and to help maintain the turf fields. Find City of Champions Tournament Artesia on Facebook to learn more. Sign up today and get ready for the action. This event sponsored by Seek First Sports.
Get your family together. It's all about spas. Relax and have fun in any weather.
For decades, homeowners have been frustrated because their canvas patio cover would stop the summer sun but trap the air, turning their back patio into a sauna by midday. Now there's a way to block the piercing sun and vent the hot, stagnant air with a Solara adjustable patio cover from All About Spas in Roswell. A Solara adjustable patio cover is like none you've ever seen. You control the shading. You control the ventilation, all by remote control. Let the natural light in on comfortable days. Protect your patio furniture from the rainfall or damaging ultraviolet rays, all at the touch of a button. And each Solara adjustable patio cover is custom built. Stop by All About Spas and Leisure Living at 3700 North Main in Roswell, across from Discount Tire.
It's all right here at All About Spas.
Hi there, it's Gene Dow, Vice President General Manager of Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company, with exciting news for us. We've got openings in our sales department, in our Roswell office, Artesia office, and in the Carlsbad market. You would build and maintain business-to-business relationships, sell ideas, market and sell local high school sports, Dallas Cowboys football, radio and digital TV advertising. You will be trained by and become part of a veteran sales team. The pay is based on job performance. Prior advertising or sales experience is helpful. Starting salary is $21,600 annually, but with success, you can grow your income to $60,000 a year. Work hours are generally Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There are some exceptions, and you'd be based in the town where you live. Now, these positions are open right now, so to apply, contact Thomas Beard, General Sales Manager, at 575-746-2751. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Travis Hicks Richland Auto Group, coming to you from the Twilight Zone. I don't remember being more excited about a July than I am about this one. July 4th celebrates the issuance of the Declaration of Independence, a document that pronounced the original 13 colonies in America as free from the tyranny of Great Britain. The second sentence of the Declaration states that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Isn't it amazing that 250 years later, those words still have so much meaning? Richland will be celebrating our independence from tyranny all month long. In July, your vehicle purchase at either our GM or Dodge store will come with a Bible to remind us to whom we owe our lives, an American flag to remind us that we are all free from tyranny in America, and an entry to win an AR for those who choose to celebrate and defend our pursuit of happiness. To win the gun, you can enter on our Facebook page, our website, or by buying a car this month. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Part of why you should ride for our brand. Richland, where service is job one.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Grab your family and friends and make plans to be a part of this year's Eddy County Fair, July 27th through August 1st. There's always so much to do, see, and eat at the fair, and this year is no exception. For sure, you're going to want to come out Friday night to take in the smoking hot bull riding at the Artesia Horse Council Arena, followed by a concert with this year's featured band, Flatland Cavalry. Then on Saturday at noon, it's the Fire and Ice Contests featuring a chili cook-off and ice cream eating. The always challenging Anvil Toss is scheduled for 2 p.m. Come enjoy the carnival nightly while also supporting the efforts of our area youth as they showcase their beautiful animals all week long. The Eddy County Fair is here. See the entire schedule at eddycountyfair.com. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Wednesday edition of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will be breaking down what Joe Biden has labeled Jim Crow 2.0. The voter suppression myth. We'll be discussing it. It'll be me, it'll be Buck Sexton, and more.
We're going to talk about the latest on the uprising in Cuba and the deterioration in Afghanistan as well. Much coming your way on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up in just a few seconds here. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have the folks from Victory Outreach join us. They're a great organization that helps folks find God at the end of the day. But they've got an event called Out of Darkness that's going to be happening this Saturday at Westminster Presbyterian Church beginning at 6 p.m. We're going to talk all about that with them next hour. So don't go away. We'll have that. There's going to be free food, door prizes. There's a kid zone so you can bring the kids and they can be taken care of, all that. That's next hour. We'll be back on the other side. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. There's more record-setting inflation data this morning.
The Labor Department reports inflation at the wholesale level jumped 1% in June. That pushed prices over the past 12 months up by a record 7.3%. The 12-month gain in the Producer Price Index is the largest since 2010. The news on wholesale prices follows yesterday's report that consumer prices were up 5.4% over the past year. The spike in inflation comes as the economy rebounds from the recession triggered by the coronavirus pandemic, with rising consumer demand bumping up against supply shortages and bottlenecks. Ben Thomas, Washington.
The partisan back and forth over voting rights continues.
President Biden and the Democrats must stop the misinformation.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott firing back at the president for claiming that Republican-backed election reform legislation would make it harder for people to vote in the Lone Star State and would discriminate against minorities.
Texas is passing a law that expands, not reduces, the hours of early voting. That's more than many states, including President Biden's home state of Delaware, which has 0 hours of early voting.
Abbott says the proposed election integrity law would also combat mail-in voting fraud. The governor has criticized Democrat state lawmakers who fled the state in order to block action on the proposed election changes. Overdose deaths soared to a record 93,000 last year in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. The government estimate eclipses the 72,000 drug overdose deaths in 2019, and it amounts to an increase of 29%. Watching Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 40 points, the Nasdaq Composite Index ahead 74, and the S&P trading 13 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes? So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Iran says it's able to enrich uranium at a weapons-grade level of 90% if it chooses to do so. That, according to the outgoing president, Hassan Rouhani.
Speaking in a cabinet meeting, Rouhani made the 90% remark, a rare moment for him to suggest Tehran could take that approach. Rouhani's powers, however, have waned as the Iranian public soured on his government amid an economy suffering under US sanctions. But his remarks signal Iran could take a more belligerent approach with the West, as hardline President-elect Ibrahim Raisi is due to take office next month. In April, Iran began enriching uranium up to 60%. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The UN says the number of migrants and refugees who died while attempting to reach Europe on dangerous sea crossings more than doubled so far this year compared to the first 6 months of 2020. News and analysis at townhall.com. An electric vehicle charging network will more than double its number of charging stations.
Electrify America will use money paid by Volkswagen as punishment for its emissions cheating scandal. The expansion will include 1,800 fast charging stations and 10,000 individual chargers in the U.S. and Canada by 2025. It's part of a commitment to invest $2 billion over 10 years on EV infrastructure. Automakers are making EVs that can go farther and charge faster, but are concerned that consumers may wait to buy until there's better charging infrastructure. John Scott reporting.
Former President George W. Bush is criticizing the Western withdrawal from Afghanistan. Mr. Bush tells a German broadcaster that he fears Afghan women and girls will suffer unspeakable harm at the hands of the Taliban once U.S. and other Western troops have all pulled out of Afghanistan. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Tanner's on it.
Trace Invierno.
There he goes. Sean must be doing his show right now, a little busy. So Tanner's on the Trace Inviernos today. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far. Welcome to hour 3 of the show. If you missed any part of the show, we've had a pretty busy show. We had Pastor Troy Smotherman from Church on the Move join us in the 7 o'clock hour. Had a great conversation with him, talking about their event they've got on July 25th. Charlie Kirk, I'm sure if you've listened to this station or any conservative talk outlet at any point, you've heard of Charlie Kirk. But he's going to be at Church on the Move July 25th, speaking at their church services, all 3 services on that Sunday. And would love to invite everyone out to be a part of that. And then, of course, last hour we had the folks from the Roswell Independent School District, Mireya and Ralph joined us, and we talked about the job fair that they've got coming up July 22nd and the 23rd at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. So this hour, we've got the folks from Victory Outreach. They're going to join us here in just a little bit, and we're going to be talking about their event this Saturday called Out of Darkness. And it's going to be Saturday, July 17th, 6 p.m. at 2801 West 4th, which is Westminster Presbyterian Church there, right by Enchanted Hills Park there, and where they do the disc golf, and Champion Motorsports isn't too far away, just around the corner.
Kind of catty corner from Calvary Chapel.
Yeah, right.
The whole
all
region.
There. Yeah, right in that. My wife and I lived in an apartment right there.
I was going to say, yeah, it was like one of your first apartments here, right?
Yeah, right behind that. It was a Ramada at the time.
Mhm.
Now it's, what is it called now?
I don't even know.
Whatever it is now. But yeah, and then right across the street was the Masonic Lodge, which is that a church now?
It's, I think for a minute it was a school.
Yeah.
I think, and now I think it's something different. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, I haven't been over there in a while. But yeah, we lived there for a couple of years before we moved to our rental place, and then our first house we bought, and then so that would be my fourth place I've lived at in Roswell. My first of 4 so far. I don't plan on moving anytime, so maybe.
Yeah, you're pretty cozy.
It was the first place I had put my head down in Roswell, New Mexico.
Nice. You know, what's funny is when you drive down certain parts of town, you realize, oh, I used to live there, and there's not a place there anymore. They've bulldozed that place, and now it's just an empty lot.
You've got at least one unit like
I got
that.
2 of them.
2 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one house you had is no longer with us, but a second one too?
Yeah, over on First.
What's there now, like a mansion or something?
No, empty lot. It's right across from a car wash. Yep.
Well, you put a tent up, you got a shower
There
right
you
across
go.
the street.
There you go.
Not too bad.
All the comforts of home right there within,
exactly.
Stone's throw away.
Yeah, you just grab a toothbrush and walk on through it.
Scenic views, get the breeze.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And the water will bead right off you afterwards because of the hot wax they put on.
It's the shine coat that does it.
You got to wash your hands in the water.
You doing something different to your hair, Sean? No, it's just the shine coat.
That's hot wax.
Turtle wax.
Yeah.
Bing. Oh wait.
No rust up here, brother.
Rust-Oleum. Look at this. Bounce a quarter right off it.
That's right. That's got a sheen that you just can't get. Oh, and a vacuum undercarriage too.
Is that it's new car. It's new car.
I got that undercarriage vacuumed out.
Right.
We're good to go, man.
You heard all them dust bunnies?
Got one of those pine trees hanging around my neck. We're ready to roll.
That's right. New car. In fairness, there's a pine tree, one of the pine trees out there that smells. I think it's called black mist. It's like the only one out there that like it should just be called smell like a man.
Okay.
Because your entire car it smells like Axe,
like man?
basically. Like
really?
It smells like really strong, like really masculine cologne. Like not even Axe. That's a bad description. It's just overwhelming, like Axe.
Well, I haven't used the Christmas tree air fresheners in many a moon, but I remember having them in the day, and I think where we technically all do it wrong. Because how you're supposed to do those Christmas tree things, that little plastic bag it comes in, you're only supposed to like open that and let it a little bit, not just rip that bad boy off and hang it from your rear view mirror
But
there.
that's hideous.
It is hideous, but
You're sitting there with like a bag hanging off your rear. That's why because it's like.
Well, that's why we've advanced to those Febreze things you plug into you clip onto the vent of your car.
Right. You know what's funny is I bought one literally for aesthetic. At first, it was because it smelled good. It was the Jelly Belly Jelly Bean. And because it's red, like my car. I'm like, okay, well, this will be a theme now. But those, like the scent on those would last like all of 2 good days. It was really good, but for only 2 days. So now I'm just getting vent clips and just keeping that up there for the look.
Because that's a good look. A vent clip on
It
your
is.
clip.
Well, no, the thing hanging from the window because it's got the Jelly Bean.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
Because I care all about aesthetic, with the 2 dirty car seats in my back seat and the towel sitting in the front.
Well, you know who, and it's less now, thank gosh, because of technology. But there was a day in the 90s, a period in the 90s and 2000s, where people, for whatever reason, I don't know why, they should be taken out back and shot for this, they would hang a CD from their rear view mirror. You remember those people?
I do.
And every time that thing spins around, the sun would hit it and blind the people around you while you're trying to drive.
It's like a saber of light just going across your pupils.
I'm like, what kind of genius puts this on there? And it can't be good for the CD.
Right.
As far as playability.
Not at all. Which, in fairness, they did the same thing over at the library. I think they actually may even still have it like that, where they hung the 2 CDs.
I like that indoors in a building, but not in a car when I'm trying to drive around and this thing's reflecting sun every which way.
Yeah, it's not the wisest thing to hang from your rear view.
That's called jerk move. Don't do a jerk move.
I will say I'm rather impressed when I get into a car in 2021 and there's still a visor CD case. I still see those every now and again. I'm like, good for you.
Is there CDs in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Usually books on tape, but almost always. But there are CDs in it.
Do you have a CD thing somewhere in your car? I thought maybe one of the cars you had something buried in there, and it was like Def Leppard's greatest hits and Van Halen's greatest hits and Bon Jovi's greatest hits. And
I have those CDs. But
5.
I don't have a CD player anymore.
Oh, she's on 5.
She's on 5.
It doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And bonus points if you have if you see cars with the cassette deck in it and like the tape half sticking out. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't put it in there. It won't come out now.
And if you really want to impress me,
Boz Scaggs' greatest hits,
8-track player.
Oh, dang.
Oh my gosh.
If that car is still running, good on you.
You know that car's worth money if it's got an 8-track player and the car still runs and you know.
It's true.
Can you even get an 8-track anywhere?
You know what? Things are making.
Can you buy an 8-track?
I would think. See, things are making weird comebacks. Like I just found out that there's a few bands out there that they're releasing their music on cassette.
Yeah, that's a move. I don't understand that one. I get. Like, I know there's the vinyl snobs.
Because it's got a warmer sound. Yeah, but you can't.
Nobody on the planet thinks a cassette tape sounds better than any other form of getting music.
Cassette tapes sound like dog vomit.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
That is not, I mean, okay, I'll give the argument to the vinyl people, like it's got a purer sound. Okay,
it's warmer.
Whatever. Fine. But don't hand me that mess for a cassette tape.
Right. Especially because, in fairness, the band that I heard was doing it was Limp Bizkit. So
that makes
maybe they're trying to hold on to some of that nostalgia.
I mean that's no different than Disney going out and saying, we're just going to put Cinderella on VHS. That's it.
Yeah. With all the tracking lines you remembered.
Oh, yeah, we're going to re-release Fantasia, but on 8mm.
Dude, so the cabin I stayed at in Ruidoso, it was really, and we didn't turn the TV on not one time, which I was actually pretty impressed with. But they had an old school like tube TV, like an old school CRT TV, and then I swear to God, every household that I went into in the 80s and 90s had this exact thing. Tell me if I'm wrong. It was a wood paneled cassette drawer, like 2 to 3 drawers. It was always wood paneled in the front.
Yeah.
Everybody had one of these things. Nobody knows where they came from, but everybody had one.
I'm not sure if I got rid of it or if I do digging, you'll find it. But yeah, I had one with cassette tapes in it.
So I ventured over to the cassette drawer, the exact same cassette drawer that was in my house growing up. Again, it's like the Chucky doll. Nobody bought it. It was just in everybody's household. So I opened the drawer and it was like a flashback to my childhood. There's a bunch of these like Kodak tapes, right? Kodak tapes with like 3 movies. Like all on the label, and it's like just the most random assortment. Like somebody got the free preview weekend for the HBO, and they recorded like Fuzz Bucket, The Last Boy Scout, and like Die Hard.
They always show the best movies in their free preview weekends.
Right? Yeah, bring your best and brightest.
You're like, it's gonna be a good weekend.
It was such nostalgia, and it was just I was reminded that every single person I have ever met had that drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it too.
I don't know where I've never seen a person or known a person that bought one.
Right there with the wooden fork and spoon and that clock with the spinny thing at the bottom. The gold clock in the case, the glass case. Those were 3 things that every 80s home had at one place or another.
Like somewhere in the 1970s, there was like a door-to-door salesman that was selling that cassette holder. And that dude made his bank, made $80,000 in one run because everybody bought one. That seems handy.
I always wanted to know is why when you bought the kitchen phone to hang on the wall in the kitchen, it was the dial phone, and then you put the 30,000-foot extension cord for it to walk around the entire house with it. I never understood why those phones were available either in that avocado green
or that off yellow,
that burnt mustard yellow, or I've seen that. Now they had a black one. I've seen black ones. But generally, the ones that were black were older and rotary dial.
I think the idea was, and kitchens were going with that too, that 70s motif. I think it's this is going to get grease on it, and I don't want it to look dingy when it does. Colors, like the avocado and that off yellow.
Like
kind of like your shirt.
Yeah. Well, this has got
that's more mustard than that phone.
It's a little brighter than this. It's a little brighter. But yeah, I had that... we had that mustard yellow phone to go with our mustard yellow refrigerator.
You know what's weird is, and this is one of those trends that I wish would kind of make a comeback because it was a really cool thing at the time, and I always thought it was, I never thought it should have gone out, was that all of our technology back in the day was see-through. Like everything. Remember the see-through phone?
I remember. That was late 80s.
The wires and stuff.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
That was a hot minute.
It was always
cool
unnecessary.
If you had one of those.
Exactly.
I blame Swatch.
Yeah, right.
Swatch did all that with their stuff, and Swatch watches, and everyone clear this.
But it's like unnecessary circuit boards that were in there that, just looked cool. But I think the thing that maybe made that go away was that see-through isn't cool anymore because now you have to wear see-through backpacks and all that for
it's
other
big,
reasons.
It's big in the phone world. Like,
do they still do that, though?
Phone cases that are clear?
Yeah, okay, phone cases, but you never...
There's one.
When's the last time... I would love if iPhone would just come out with a clear model where you could see all the inner workings of the iPhone.
Oh, the phone.
That would be cool.
Like, it's a clear case.
Tim Apple, if you're listening, make a clear iPhone. You've put out all your fancy, cool colors. Now just put one out that's clear.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a reminder by my appointment.
Nice.
10:45 today.
Just a one-fingered reminder.
It is yes. I'm going to do that, folks. I remember I said it on the radio. I got a consultation today.
And if you hear it on the radio, it must be true.
And then, that's how I can get I said I do it on the radio. I'm going to do it. So
fine.
That's how I
We'll
talk
hold
myself
them accountable.
Talk myself into not backing out of it.
It's the only way I still work out.
Right. But so today I'm going to go get my consultation, and then by the end of that appointment,
sit you in a chair and just stroke your hair, lovingly. It's going to
be okay. Here, drink this. But then, and then I'll go and get a date and all that. So I'll let you know tomorrow how that all goes. And then I'm assuming I won't be doing the show that day because I think they do those in the morning. So
right,
yeah. So we'll more to come. But
I think we should do a live on location. Oh, I think hour number 3 would be fantastic. Well, actually, quite frankly, the Deuce would be the best hour.
To be honest. The only issue I have with all of that is my exposed buttocks. Past that, I don't care.
You should have the camera on the other side.
Why do we have to involve film and everything? We're in radio. We paint a picture in the mind. That's what we do. We don't need... Sorry, but we don't need you.
I
love you, but... I spiked hard
He's
on that one.
having a conversation with the
I
camera.
was. We
just
connected
so that you
on some real levels.
He's having a little argument.
I just made
with the
eye
camera.
contact with Tanner, or more specifically, the top of Tanner's head.
If he's paying attention.
No, we've already established he sleeps during our show.
I think we should take the video in there. Take it up that level.
We'll go full Katie Couric.
Maybe the doctors and staff are like, no, we're not doing it. And I'd be like, I'm good with that, doc. I don't want nothing to do it. But that would be my one problem is
here comes Tanner. What's he going to say?
I don't care about, to raise awareness. Oh, fine. I just don't want my exposed buttocks on a public.
Well, I was going to say
place.
We could actually, it'd be gross, but we could get the live feed from the camera.
We could just put a,
I could actually capture that.
All right. Now, let me ask, can you request the tape? Like, can you say, hey, can I get a tape of my
Can I get a copy?
journey?
I would
They
actually.
never offered that option.
Would that not be a
I'm sure there's a
violation of
package
HIPAA,
available.
though?
Like, yeah, can I get
Technically,
a
that is a medical record for you. You can't
If
necessarily.
he signs off on it,
You'd
he's
have to
okay.
sign off on it.
Well, I
yeah.
was saying, if I bring a tape here and say, roll that beautiful bean footage.
I brought you a VHS. Can you make this work for me?
No, they probably give it to you on a disc. I think you can actually request it. I don't see why
Complete
not.
with soundtrack.
It's your record.
Star wipes. I'm thinking though, if we get this thing sponsored, we could just put a sponsor bug right over all the naughty bits.
Yeah.
Thinking like Fergie's
He'll
plumbing.
be on his side.
Well, it wouldn't be from the
So the
beginning.
camera-
You'd do it when it was
I'm
already
thinking it'd be all
inside.
internal, the
The
video.
camera will be in
The video
front
will be all
of him, not
internal.
behind him.
So it's all reaction.
We're not going to
Yeah.
see the beginning
Be
to end.
asleep.
Yeah, you're
Now,
not seeing like,
No.
here's the butt, and then
you
there's
can
this
watch
tube.
the television that the doctor's
Just
viewing
promise me
and
one
see
thing.
the inside.
No, I
Okay.
could capture it anyway if we wanted to.
Cameras there,
I
radio
don't know if
there,
we should.
notwithstanding. They're having their own conversation. Cameras there, radio there, notwithstanding. Just promise me one thing.
Yeah.
When it happens, promise me you're going to sing Moon River.
But
Promise me.
I'm assuming I'll be out cold when this happens.
Fair enough.
So in
He
my
will
head,
be. You'll be out.
Yeah.
They
I'm
sedate you for this?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
out.
yes.
I'm asleep.
You're not awake for it.
Sean,
You wake
you're
up
putting a camera up an orifice that isn't meant to put things up.
I understand.
I don't want to be
They
awake
go
for
all
that.
through your
I'm not saying you
intestines
want to be. I just didn't know going to sleep was an option.
Yes,
I think
they
the
put you to
regular
I don't
sleep.
think
manual
being
check
awake
you don't
is an
have to be
In
asleep
fairness, if
for.
you can
I
sit
had
through
it
that.
done last year. They put you asleep.
Yeah, I don't think
For
being
the
awake is
hand
an
check?
option. No, not for the hand check.
No.
No, I'm not getting. I'm going past the fingers. All right, this is a camera.
This is the beyond.
They're sending a Roto-Rooter camera about 6 feet up
Into the beyond, into the great
old
wide open.
intestinal region there.
Basically, when he's laying on the bed, doctor say, okay, turn to your side. So you're kind of in a fetal position in a way. And then night-night.
Get comfy. You're going to be here a while.
Then you'll wake up and it's all over.
That'd be a picture.
Fine. Okay,
Can
can you have a recording of you singing Moon River playing in the background? that would suffice.
I'll work it into the tape. They give me a tape.
Perfect.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Star wipe, Moon River.
To be honest, I think if I could, I'd like to set it to music, and then we could get like
Unchained Melody.
Yeah, I'm thinking like yacht rock
or Endless Love, I guess.
Had the time of my life, and I never felt like this before. And just going through my tunnel, going through. Oh, look, here's the tunnel. Ooh, and on our left, we see the polyp of love. And it just kind of goes through.
What did you think?
And to be honest, I'd like to put a gondolier with a Venice guy kind of boating through as we sing.
Okay. Gondola guy.
Ah, solo mio. Just kind of going through. Yeah,
you could.
Dude, the walkthrough colon at the health fair is going to take on a whole new meaning to you now.
I'm telling you.
You're like, I was there.
What I feel like is like an 80s Land of the Lost thing. Like we put water in like a boat and it looks like a ride, like a flume ride, and it's like, whoa, and you get like this boat CGI through the colon, and there's like the water, and it looks like Land of the Lost, and they end up into a world where there's dinosaurs.
There's obviously there's a family of drifters sitting off in an eddy to the side. What am I looking at here? Oh,
is that a video?
No, it's somebody opening a tent to reveal a green screen. We could do so many things with that.
I'm telling you, we could have some fun with this. This is all an education.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen our guest yet?
Not quite.
No.
It's 9:24. All right, let's do this. It is 9:24. We have not seen the folks from Victory Outreach yet. We'll give them some more time. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. No rain today, but we could start getting a few more showers and thunderstorms coming back by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the low to mid 90s today, a little bit breezy and mostly sunny. Overnight, some clouds coming in with our low near 70, and then tomorrow sunny for most of the day, but a few scattered afternoon thunderstorms, and we'll hit 90 on our high. Maybe a few showers Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 72 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the south at 16 miles per hour. For today, mostly sunny. Highs of 93 expected. Winds will be out of the south at around 15 miles per hour. Tonight, there is a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Sweet spot, 9 p.m. and midnight, in between there. They're saying partly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 70, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, high of 92, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny, high of 92 once again with east winds 5 to 10. For the weekend on Saturday, our chance of rain bumps up to 40% for the afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high of 91. And then on Sunday, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers, highs near 90 under partly cloudy skies. And just looking at the first half of next week, Monday, a 40% chance of rain, highs around 89, 86 on Sunday or Tuesday with another 40% chance at showers there. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some rain here over this next weekend. All right, before we take a break and all of that, I do want to paint a picture for you. If you're driving, leave your eyes open, but if you're just kind of there at the office or at the house, close your eyes for a second and imagine your perfect backyard patio. The kids are playing, steaks are on the grill on your outdoor custom kitchen. You're relaxing on patio furniture that's completely maintenance-free under a patio that protects you from the sun by day and opens at night to reveal the night sky. Now, stop imagining that and make that happen. All About Spas and Leisure Living can turn your backyard patio dreams into a reality with a Solera patio cover from All About Spas. You can protect your patio from the tense New Mexico sun and create an entire kitchen and dining area right there in your own backyard. Then open it up to reveal a perfect night sky there in the evening. Let All About Spas and Leisure Living help you create, design, and build your perfect outdoor living space so you can go from backyard dreams to backyard reality. At All About Spas and Leisure Living, 3700 North Main here in Roswell, right across from Discount Tire. Yep. I know you're thinking, I am too. I was like, I could go to do that. Maybe a hammock to go with there and all that. Yeah, I like it. I'm on the same page as you. Visit All About Spas. They can help you make it happen. All right, it is 9:28. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We have not seen the folks from Victory Outreach yet. We'll give them some more time, but I'll talk about their event here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, "Judge yourself so you won't be judged." It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
You've slouched on it. You've slept on it. You've sheltered in place on it until it's worn out. Now it's time for new furniture from Glenn's. Like a breath of fresh air, Glenn's will brighten your home with beautiful new furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. And at Glenn's, everything is ready for immediate delivery. So reopen your life and refresh your home with a trip to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
It's an idea whose time has come. The MTA Mechanics and Tires Mobile Tire Shop. No longer will the drama of auto service ruin your entire day. Instead, MTA Mechanics and Tires will come to you. MTA will install new tires, fix your brakes, or just fix a flat while your vehicle is at work, home, or even the airport. So skip the drama. Call the Mobile Tire Shop at MTA Mechanics and Tires, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Haha, now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning.
Fergalicious.
From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who are you going to call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit?
Fergalicious.
Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love.
Fergalicious.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
It's an old story. You go on vacation, you relax, you have a good time, and then you come home to a world of disarray. Your mail is backed up. You have 100 messages on your voicemail. Your lawn is 3 feet tall, and your pool has developed a nasty algae problem. Well, the good people at BioGuard can't solve all your problems, but they can help you with your pool. So before you go on vacation, stop at Mays Lumber at 115 South Virginia in Roswell and ask about their special vacation plan. BioGuard has a wide variety of products that will find algae and take care of your pool. So when you come home from your vacation, you can depend on your pool to relieve your stress and not add to it. Because BioGuard guards more than your pool. They guard your time, your vacation, and your peace of mind. BioGuard at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell.
We cut to order, special order, products old and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve, but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wednesday edition of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will be breaking down what Joe Biden has labeled Jim Crow 2.0. The voter suppression myth. We'll be discussing it. It'll be me, it'll be Buck Sexton, and more.
We're going to talk about the latest on the uprising in Cuba and the deterioration in Afghanistan as well. Much coming your way on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 34 minutes after 9 o'clock. Haven't seen anybody from the Victory Outreach folks here, but their event, it's happening this Saturday, July 17th, and it's called Out of Darkness. Presents live on stage the drama Out of Darkness, the story of Second Chance. And it's this is, if you're not familiar with Victory Outreach, they are organization, a faith-based organization that helps a lot of times for people with dependency issues. That's kind of, a lot of people go there, substance abuse, things like that.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily just for that. It's people with holes in their life. It could be trouble with relationships, could be gambling,
Loss,
could be
crisis that in your life. Just things that make it to where you feel lost, you feel empty.
But a lot of the stuff they do are people that are dealing with addiction, things like that. So, but they got a free event, and obviously it's a story of second chances. So I think that kind of gives you an idea of the what the story theme is there. But it's going to be this Saturday night, July 17th, 6 p.m. at 2801 West 4th Street, which is Westminster Presbyterian Church, over there, over not far off West 2nd and Sycamore there, right in that area. They're doing free door prizes. You can register for drawings. There's a picture of a TV on the door prize there. Free food while supplies last. And they got a kids zone for ages 12 and under. So if you have, because obviously maybe some of the subject matter on the show is not appropriate for kids under 12. So if you don't have a sitter for the kids, bring them. They've got a kids zone where the kids can go and do their fun stuff while you are, participating in the performance there. So, but again, that's if you have any questions, is there a contact? I don't see one on here, but if you look up Victory Outreach Roswell on Facebook, you'll find their page, and you can shoot a message if you have questions or anything there. But I got a feeling someone else booked this thing, and maybe the message didn't get to the people that are coming. I don't know. But someone else booked it that's involved with the church.
Right.
That's might be, they may didn't get word to it. I don't know. But,
either way, we got the word out.
We got the word out. It's I'd love to have folks come out and be a part of that event on Saturday.
I just want one event wherein they advertise door prizes and they actually give away doors. You never see that.
Well, unless you're building a house or remodeling a house, why would you want a door?
Well, why wouldn't you? You got this extra door now. I'm not saying I have a use for it, but hey, got a door. No.
And that's the reason why you probably have a lot of stuff just laying loosely in your house.
That is the statement of a generational hoarder. No, I actually looked it up. The practice is mentioned as early as 1878. A door prize is a prize given for an event that one gets just by walking through the door. It's the door prize.
I think I knew that.
I didn't.
But thank you for sharing. You didn't realize?
No, okay, because I always heard prizes and door prizes. I've literally heard people say prizes and door prizes, and I always thought, what's the there?
I think that's just overkill.
Maybe
they just
filler
like to add adjectives to things. Like really, really good. And like, well, okay, if it was just really good, I wouldn't mess with it. But since it's really, really good,
there's door prizes, prizes and door prizes. You say. Well, in that case, kids, get your shoes. I'm going to win some door prizes.
But yeah, I don't think I ever looked up the word. I just kind of.
Yeah, I've used it my entire career. I just never thought about it.
So get some door prizes.
Maybe some doors.
You just wanted literal door.
I would love,
prizes.
honestly, maybe this is a bucket list item. I don't know if that would qualify as one. I want one of those double doors.
Like a French door?
No, like the ones that like the open on top, like the one from,
a split door,
like Lamb Chops Play Along.
Yeah, like the split door.
I want a split door,
a country style. French door is a double door.
Like a door.
That's French.
At every daycare center and or church child zone in America. You know the ones I'm talking about. They open at the top, and then they also have the option to open at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know why I want one of those. I just do.
I forgot what they call that. I thought that was called a French door.
I think French doors are like when you have two doors and they open. That's a French style door. I think. You Googletizing it?
I'm looking her up. Split
It's got to be
door. It says, okay, that's a dairy door? Dutch doors, also called double hung doors or half doors.
So the French got the two, the Dutch got the half door.
Divided in half horizontally so the bottom half can remain shut while the top half opens. Used in New England as a way to let light in while keeping children close. Yeah, so they've always been used to keep your kids in. I see like if you've ever gone to like any church in America and you've taken your kids back to the kids area.
I didn't realize that was a New England thing. I've seen it all over. I didn't realize it was just.
I always thought it was a Southern thing because I used to see them, growing up.
I think the New England thing's a bit narrow. Maybe it originated in New England.
Grab your chowder and come check these out.
New England, don't grab that Manhattan chowder.
I feel like if I have a door like that, I could ultimately achieve my goal of opening a convenience store in my home. Just have the door open. You can help people right there at the counter. Yeah. They almost always have that little like lip.
Yeah, like a counter thing.
Yeah. I think debit card machine out there.
I'm thinking people's houses probably don't have the lip.
No, probably not.
Yeah, but like if they have a, because I've seen.
This is my dream, Mike.
This is your dream.
I can have a lip if I want a lip.
Well, I'm just saying. I think the average one doesn't have the lip.
Yeah, you're right.
I think just a business would have a lip on their door. The household just is lipless.
Yeah. Generally speaking, your houses are best lipless.
I like the concept of it all, but my problem is if I have to enter or exit that door for bathroom emergency situations.
And in that case, I would think that you, particularly as a fan of Dukes of Hazzard, would enjoy that door even more. Right? It'd give you the option to Bo and Luke right on out the door.
I understand that. But in that state of emergency situation,
sure,
I may not be able to Dukes and Hazard the hood, to slide over the hood.
You're afraid you're going to Duke and Hazard
without
your door.
Fear of hazardous materials escaping. Yes.
Of the Duke variety.
That's not a yeehaw moment.
You're afraid you might cause your own rebel yell?
Yeah, that's not a yeehaw moment. There's moments to yeehaw. That is not one of them.
It's more of an oopsie moment. Yeah, in fairness. But I think the idea of a door like that would be really cool.
Now the real, if you want to go real Dukes of Hazzard, is to slide over the hood, that style.
Yeah.
And then proceed to pull a compound bow out and blow up a barrel. That's how you do Dukes of Hazzard style.
Here's the question. If you're sliding across the car, Bo and Luke Duke style, it's usually one cheek down, leg, I'm going to say right leg up, and also akimbo. Where would you store the bow?
In your hand.
And or the quiver?
No quiver needed. It's one, and you just slide over because you got one shot, one.
So the arrow's like one of those things where it's like clipped to the back and you just pull the arrow down while you're pulling out the bow?
Yeah, and then as I plant my feet,
motion?
As I plant my feet sliding across the general on the other side, I'm fully extended. Wham.
Did I miss a reference? Was there a compound bow situation on an episode of Dukes of Hazzard?
They did a lot of bow and arrow blowing up of they blew up a lot of barrels and explosions.
See, I remember a lot of like.
But it was shooting
shots.
a bow and arrow.
Some reason,
they always do it with bow and arrow.
I guess you're right. I don't really ever remember seeing much gun work except for from like.
Yeah, they had a bow and arrow. I think there have been trouble with the law since they were born. They don't allow to have firearms.
Okay.
They're making their way the only way they know how, and it's with bow and arrow.
Just the good old boys. You're going to start singing now, are you?
Hey, I love this show. Do you know the original color of the General Lee of the car?
Not orange?
No.
Ah.
When they got the car, there's an episode that explains the story of the General Lee.
Is it yellow or like cream? I guess.
Nope.
Then what?
It was a blue, a dark blue.
Really?
They got it out of the junkyard.
Uh-huh.
They got it out of the junkyard, and there was an upcoming race, the Moonshine 500 or whatever, their annual race. And so Bo wants to be a professional race driver. That's kind of his aspiration. So they get the car and they build it, but they get the Charger out of the junkyard. It's blue. Turns out there's some kind of diamonds or something hidden in the car. So there's bad guys trying to get the car back.
Oh.
So that's the whole premise. I think it's the first
I was like, is that the pilot?
It
That
might be the
sounds like a
pilot.
pilot.
It's not the pilot. It's right there, but I think it's the pilot. And so they take it to the garage and picked up. Turns out Cooter only had orange available for paint in the garage there. So they painted orange and then, of course, put the General Lee and the Rebel flag on it.
Damn, that short-sighted Cooter. Wait, okay, so hold on. They only had the orange, but he had the paint to do the Rebel flag.
I guess not in the quantities to paint the whole car
Fair
that
enough.
color. Maybe just
I got enough red and white.
Maybe he
for
went
the
to the
stars and
Hazard
bars.
hobby store and picked up a little bottle of blue and white paint.
Speaking of, have you seen? There's a Charger floating around town that's done up.
A
Exactly.
new one. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the city of Roswell is doing an auction, and it's on their Facebook page.
Shut up.
They
Enough people know about it already. Shut up.
But they like the cop cars and stuff. They're selling them, and it's the Chargers and the SUVs and the whole deal.
I'll tell you this: I want one of those if for no other reason than so I can mess with my friends. Because when you see one of those pull behind you, your butt cheeks clench just a little bit. You have to admit, until you're like, oh wait, that's okay. They washed out the police.
Yeah.
Still though, they almost always still have the spotlight. I don't know if it actually works, but I always see the spotlight still on there.
And now on these newer ones, I don't recall seeing it on there, but I only saw one picture a couple times. So.
I went through it. Excuse me. I went through and looked at some of the stuff on there. A lot of stuff from the landfill vehicles. There's I think a passenger van. A couple of the Chargers. There's actually a 2000 Crown Vic on there.
Ooh,
yeah.
So an older model,
classic. I think that's like the $300 to $700 vehicle.
Okay.
Got a wheeze going on here, but some furniture and some other stuff. Actually, some beer mugs. I guess a lot of stuff that was donated to to the library to sell, specifically to sell.
Okay, yeah, I saw a couple, like a couch and some end tables.
That's a
and
nice couch
table.
too,
for the price. Absolutely,
right?
I was like, yeah. So, but
hands on that.
There's a link. The City of Roswell's Facebook page. If you go there, there's a link to the online auction there if you want to bid on all that. But when you said the Chargers, I remember the police cars were there.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't realize, now I got to pay more attention. They had one picture of one of the cop cars with the black and white paint scheme, and they were showing a front view from the grill. And I never noticed, like the side view mirrors.
Right.
One is white, one is black because of the paint scheme.
Huh.
And so it kind of irked me because I was like, white, black.
Your OCD's like, fix it.
It bugged me, but I never noticed that. Now I'm going to stand in front of cop cars. See, they all black and white like
all
that.
You're going to see.
Yeah, now I'm going to see. So I noticed that the other day. I'm like, are they all one mirror's white and the other's black?
It's kind of like how I ruined Highway to Hell for y'all yesterday.
Yeah, that's another conversation for another day.
Indeed it is.
But you know what? Probably should do a break.
Yeah.
I just saw the time. It is 9:46. Let's go ahead and pause for some local news. Sean Hannity update, your town hall business update, quick break, and then we'll chit-chat for a few minutes before we wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Vehicles and other surplus City of Roswell property are part of an online auction in which local residents and others can bid to buy the items. Among the other items are various pieces of furniture that were bequeathed to the Roswell Public Library from the estate of John Ray Green. The items will benefit the library by being sold, and the money raised used to help fund the purchase of a mobile library service van, often referred to as a bookmobile. The number of items on the auction website at any one time might vary as items are bought and additional items are added to the site. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy met with New Mexico officials and spoke at an awards ceremony honoring healthcare workers. Murthy thanked nurses, doctors, and a lab manager for their work fighting the pandemic. But he also warned that the task of caring for the sick and inoculating the hesitant is not over. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
the truth, and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The Consumer Price Index for June went up 5.4%. You look at this number, let's say if you make 75 grand a year, the Biden inflation rate, 5.4%, has just cost you over 4 grand a year. And that doesn't include the $1.25 extra per gallon you're paying to fill your tank, the extra money you're paying to heat and cool your home, and the extra money you're paying for groceries and every other product out there. But the CPI number, that is a big deal, much higher than had been expected. This now means inflation has come in well above what people were saying. Oh, this is just a temporary blip. No, it's not a temporary blip. Now it's our reality.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, if you've got a health concern and it's not responding to whatever you're taking, maybe a strong pharmaceutical, can I suggest you look into CBD? Now, maybe you don't sleep well or you're struggling to cope with life's ups and downs. Seriously, you want to look into and try CBD, and the only source I trust is cbdistillery.com. I've told you about Linda taking her happy pills every day. She swears by them.
I love the Relax gummies. I love the sleep gummies. They also have them in a gel form, but they also have candy bars. They got chocolate CBD candy bars. So they have that too. So now they really are my favorite CBD distillery of all time.
All right, that says it all. Follow the science. CBD interacts with our regulatory system responsible for sleep, emotional ups and downs, discomfort, even memory. There's no prescription required. 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to cbdistillery.com, use the promo code PATRIOT, and you get my discount. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code PATRIOT.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. No rain today, but we could start getting a few more showers and thunderstorms coming back by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the low to mid 90s today, a little bit breezy and mostly sunny. Overnight, some clouds coming in with our low near 70, and then tomorrow sunny for most of the day, but a few scattered afternoon thunderstorms, and we'll hit 90 on our high. Maybe a few showers Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. There's fresh data on inflation.
The Labor Department reports inflation at the wholesale level jumped 1% in June. That pushed prices over the past 12 months up by a record 7.3%. The 12-month gain in the Producer Price Index is the largest since 2010. The news on wholesale prices follows yesterday's report that consumer prices were up 5.4% over the past year. The spike in inflation comes as the economy rebounds from the recession triggered by the coronavirus pandemic, with rising consumer demand bumping up against supply shortages and bottlenecks. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Wall Street opened higher, encouraged by remarks by Jerome Powell. The Fed chairman will tell a congressional panel that the central bank is in no rush to start rolling back its stimulus efforts. He also maintains current bout of inflation is transitory. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Bull riders, prepare yourselves for 2 days of back-to-back bucking. July 30th, it's the Smoking Hot Bull Riding in Artesia, New Mexico, with $5,000 added money. Followed on July 31st by the Butterfield Festival Bull Riding Championships in Monahans, Texas, with $3,000 added money. Entry fee is $100 with 100% payback. Books open July 16th through 28th. 2 fantastic nights. Double the bucking, double the chances, double the fun. $1,000 bonus for the high point average for both nights. Fields limited to first 40 riders for each event. The Smoking Hot Bull Ride at the Artesia, New Mexico Council Arena. July 30th, followed on July 31st by the Butterfield Festival Championship at Ward County Arena in Monahans, Texas. To enter in Artesia, call 575-703-5455. To enter in Monahans, call 432-202-1119.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Pay no interest until 2023. You heard right. At Decor Furniture and Electronics through July 18th only, when you finance purchases of $599 or more, you will pay not 1 penny in interest until January of 2023. And now is the best time to see Decor's fine selection of living room and bedroom sets, mattresses, dinette sets, media furniture, recliners, and so much more. Pay no interest until 2023. Hurry in before July 18th to Decor Furniture and Electronics, 815 West Mermod in Carlsbad.
Bob Reed Pest Control is committed to providing the most modern pest control management solutions for homes and businesses. Bob Reed can handle every aspect of pest control, from general insects to trees, shrubs, yard treatments, and commercial weed control. They're the only authorized Centricon termite elimination system operator in southeastern New Mexico. No job is too big or too small. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today. Southeastern New Mexico's pest management professionals, 623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
Wednesday edition of Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will be breaking down what Joe Biden has labeled Jim Crow 2.0. The voter suppression myth. We'll be discussing it. It'll be me, it'll be Buck Sexton, and more.
We're going to talk about the latest on the uprising in Cuba and the deterioration in Afghanistan as well. Much coming your way on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:54. Got a few minutes before we wrap up today's show. If you missed any part of our show, you can go back and check it out at your leisure. Go to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and there you'll find all of our videos from the past. They're archived there from, well, a couple years worth going back, actually. But the interviews from today, Tanner will separate those shortly after the show and have them up. Usually the whole show will be there now, and you can go fast forward and rewind through stuff. But here give about an hour after the show, Tanner will have the interviews separated and then posted up there for you to check out. It's also on our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall, too. You'll find them there. But in the 7 o'clock hour, we had joining us from Church on the Move, Pastor Troy Smotherman dropped by. We had a great conversation. Just talking about freedom and religion and all that good stuff. Had a great conversation. But he joined us to talk about, they've got an event. Would love to have folks come out. Charlie Kirk, conservative Turning Point USA. He's the founder of that. He's pretty much been on every conservative TV channel I've seen out there. He's if you're a conservative, you're probably very familiar with Charlie Kirk. So anyway, he's going to be at Church on the Move July 25th at all three of their church services there on Brasher. And it's a free event. It's part of the service. Come on out, and you can hear Charlie Kirk speak on the 25th. Again, it's all three services. Go to find Church on the Move on Facebook, or go to their website, or go to Church on the Move on Brasher. They'll be happy to give you all the information there. But you can check that interview out with Pastor Troy in our video section. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, we had the folks from the Roswell Independent School District, the HR department, join us. We had Maria Trujillo and Ralph Mata join us. They came in and talked all about the RISD job fair that is happening next week. It's going to be July 22nd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. and then July 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, 131 West 2nd, just around the corner from us over here. They have job openings from everything: teacher, staff, all grade levels, nurses, custodial, janitorial, substitute teachers, support staff, cafeteria, and much more. You'll get to speak with representatives from the departments, all that stuff there. And you can apply online, too, if you want to get a jump on everything. Go to www.risd.k12.nm.us. I know that's a lot of dots. If you don't remember any of that, just do a Google for Roswell Independent School District. maybe throw in New Mexico in there, and you'll find the webpage, no problem. But you can register and employment opportunities view there. Now, if you're interested in a career but not available on the 22nd or 23rd, don't hesitate to reach out to the HR department at the RA. Like I said, they've got job positions all over all over the departments, every district department, everything there. They've got openings, need openings there. So please fill out if you get a chance. Also, I want to remind folks that Battle of the Badges is happening tomorrow and Friday at the Chamber of Commerce. This is Vitalent's annual blood drive event. Throughout the state, they go to all the different communities and have their Battle of the Badges where we pit firefighters against law enforcement. It's not a physical battle. It's donating blood. You get to go and on Thursday and Friday, come out to the Chamber of Commerce and donate blood. And then when you donate blood, you get to decide whether your blood counts towards the firefighters or the police officers. And then they get winners, gets bragging rights and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Firefighters, they encourage, try to recruit people to go, donate for their side. Police do the same thing. And we have a lot of fun with it. And at the end of the day, everybody wins because now we get a bunch of blood supplies to help people in need. But the blood drive Battle of the Badges will take place tomorrow, Thursday, July 15th, from 1 to 6 p.m., and then again on Friday, July 16th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., again, both at the Chamber of Commerce here in town. Call or text Stephanie with Vitalent. You can get an appointment for either day. You can reach her at 575-840-8178. Again, that's 575-840-8178. Also, if you happen to see one of these flyers out and about, you'll see the QR codes on there. If you can scan those, the one on the left is for Thursday. The one on the right is for Friday. Scan that, and that'll get you registered as well. But please get involved, donate blood, and be a part of the Battle of the Badges. And I always say if you're going to donate to the firefighters or the police officers, go find a friend and get them to cancel you out just because we're raising money or raising blood. That's what we're doing. All right, we got to go. Have an awesome day. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.